Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to another Friday Night Delight. Everything's all right. Five Finger Fiasco live from our southern cousins. Tennessee is Nashville right there, folks. I'm your host, Jay Wall the Jerk. Riding with me, as always, is inmate OU812. Well, god damn it.
It's a podcast inmate, man. I'm in podcast jail.
You're a podcast jail?
Yes, I am.
Well, what the hell? What'd you do to get there?
Well, you tell me. You the warden.
I'm the warden, huh?
Yeah, you are the warden.
That means the inmates are definitely running the asylum. Let's see here. I'm doing this shit off my phone. I don't know how y'all do it off the phones. Let's see. Does that work? Oh, it works. Hey-o!
Damn, it works.
It works. I broke the camera.
So now you're going to have to sit there and hold your phone all night, aren't you?
Ain't that a bitch? One-handed man. I can't do nothing but either podcast or live my life.
Well,
I'll take you on the tour of the digs there.
how was the drive?
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. You know how it is going to Tennessee. As soon as you get to Bowling Green, you got evicted.
So what'd you say it took 3 hours?
Yep, 3 hours.
Your woman bitching at you the whole time?
Huh?
Your woman bitching at you the whole time?
She slept the whole time.
Ain't that a bitch? She's supposed to be the fucking navigator sitting over there.
Shut it, John.
Oh, damn. This is why I'm in jail.
Yep. You done got in trouble. Ain't been on here 5 seconds.
Anybody got some cigarettes for sale?
Some of them booty cheek cigarettes.
Yeah, I got my bars of soap ready. I'm all ready for the shower, brother.
I remember, I won't say his name on here, but a fella we both know once was bragging to me about how when he would go to jail, he would cut fingers out of rubber gloves and pack it full of weed and tobacco, shove it in his butt. He said they called him the Keebler Elf.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's some shitty weed, ain't it?
I laughed at him real hard because he was telling us that like he was bragging, and I was laughing at him like, so you just admitted to shoving shit in your ass, huh? Way to go, way to think it through there, buddy. Oh, what's your week been conducted? Have you done anything good? Did you mess anything up?
Nope. Everything's been good with my shit. Just plenty of work for an old man. You know how that is.
I understand that.
No, right now Jesse's got some kind of a damn app going on where she's superimposing people's faces in there. She'll take like you're and Stacy's picture together, and it'll sit there and come to life, and they throw a bunch of funny shit behind it. It's funny as fuck.
We need to get that going on here.
Oh, I know. You know, hell, I've been watching Impractical Jokers now for a week pretty hard. That's some funny ass shit. I'm surprised they don't get the shit beat out of them out in public.
Oh, I know.
Crap that they do.
You know what's funny? I heard one of the guys on an interview one time, and he said when he's out in public and he don't really feel like being bothered with people, if somebody comes up, he'll be like, shh, we're doing a skit. And they're like, oh, okay. And he said when they walk off, he just fucking takes off.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck, man. I'll tell you what, I can laugh at that shit all day long.
I'm telling you, early on, before we did any of this shit, we were just dreamer athletes. I thought me and Zach could do that really well. I thought we could have a prank show.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it would be funny to do. I mean, you know, but like I say, you gotta You gotta watch the hotheads. You know, there's people out there just looking for shit to happen to them. You know, ready to go off at any moment. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, hell, now you watch them on YouTube. These people like go up and act like they want to fight people, and then when the guy's about to whoop their ass, like, no, you're on camera, it's a video. The funny thing is, every now and then the guy be like, I don't give a fuck about that camera.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. How's your sister doing?
She's doing well. I'll tell her to holler at you. You don't have to be on the camera, but say hi.
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 How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Are you all settled in?
I'm working on. What are you wearing?
Just my jail tag. I got put in podcast jail last week. Justin shushed me for about 10 minutes after I did some bad stuff. So
Oh my God.
I figured maybe I'll get somebody to send me some cigarettes or some money for the commissary.
Some shitty weed.
Some shitty weed. Yeah, that's just what I need. My lungs can only handle the good shit now. Ain't no sense in smoking the crap.
Edie, come down here. Dad keeps talking about how he wants to take you to all the distilleries down here.
Yeah, that we'd be crawling back. You know that. You know that.
That's all right. My house is close enough to crawl. It's a close crawl.
Yeah, I'll be looking for my woman. Hey, baby, come put me to bed. I've had too much. I need some help.
What are you drinking? Bourbon, of course, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, and I opened up another one. I've actually been on just a bottle of Willet. I haven't drank Willet in a long time. And I hate to tell you this, but I think I like the Willet Rye better.
I've heard that from a lot of people, actually. The Willet Rye is really good.
It is, and I've been on Sazerac. I'm telling you, Sazerac's my number one right now. Just the plain Sazerac Rye. I mean, it don't have to be the 18-year or nothing like that. It's really good. I mean, I enjoy it.
Can you find it anywhere?
Oh, man, I've got like 5 or 6 bottles every time. We've been going down to Buffalo Trace, and they've been sold out of Buffalo Trace. So they've been replacing it with Sazerac. But, I don't know. It's hard to say. I haven't really looked for it at the stores because it's always been plentiful down there at the distillery. So,
yeah, that's the place to find the stuff. I mean, everything that's hard to get, usually if you can just go to the distillery, it's probably the easiest place to get it.
Well, one of my customers that I'm working for actually told me today that 2 of the major distributors, and one of them handled pretty much all Buffalo Trace's or Sazerac stuff.
Yeah,
Sazerac pulled the contract on them, and they're suing each other now. So now apparently Sazerac is, kind of honing in on the smaller ones. So
well, so Sazerac owned Platinum Vodka, the Platinum Vodka brand, and here. You can hold it, but I'll talk. So they own the Platinum Vodka brand, and so they obviously got pulled. And RNDC, how it works, they have all kinds of different reps. And so they have reps, that were allocated for Buffalo Trace, reps that are allocated for Fireball. So all those reps, they need jobs now. And our products with Big Machine are RNDC, and we have a platinum filtered vodka. So we're trying to work out a deal with RNDC to take all of their platinum vodka accounts. So it could be really good for us.
Yeah, that's a goodness. That's what we were talking about today. I said, this is really going to put a boost in a lot of the smaller operations, But the thing about it is they're going to start looking for, hey, I've got all this new business, so I can't find anybody to deliver it or do whatever. So I think that's going to be a bumpy road. Because you just can't find anybody that wants to work it. Nobody wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to do physical work.
Yeah.
What up, Steve-O?
Steve.
What's his name
today? What's going on?
That's Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve. Scuba. Who are you?
Who am I?
Inmate number OU 12.
812.
You still in pod timeout?
Yeah,
I put myself in there.
You take it muted to a whole new level of bitchery.
Ain't this a bitch? We could never be married. I'd already stabbed your fucking ass.
Oh, I know it. The good thing is Stacy's a nurse, so she stabs me, she just sews me up.
It's a win-win, ain't it?
Yeah, every now and then she'll let me bleed out a little bit, make me nervous.
Yeah. What you do? Throw a couple leeches on you and do a little voodoo dance? What kind of nurse is she?
What's going on, Bubba?
There was no video before. Was that your sister?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on, Devin?
It was funny. She said, you can do what you want to do, but I don't want to be on there. I was like, all right, I'll turn the camera off, but you got to talk.
Yeah.
Hey, Debbie.
Jesse said, "What's up?"
Devin. Jesse said, what's happening? She said it exactly. She said she's getting her Diet Coke.
No, God. Where's her bourbon?
I'm drinking it.
Get it. Did you go up there empty-handed, Justin?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's bad. As soon as she opened the door, I said, hey, sis, good to see you. Got any bourbon?
Got a drink.
Oh, that's my golden standard right there, baby. So, man,
I'll tell you what, $20, $17.99 a bottle is not bad.
hey, it's the best cheap bourbon in the world.
$17.99 a bottle is not bad.
No.
You say no now because we got bougie. When Stacy first met me, I converted her from what were you drinking? Moscato. From Moscato to bourbon off of. You see how women do? They got short memories. But anyways, I converted her from drinking Moscato and occasional tequila to bourbon off of Evan Williams. When she first met me, I was as broke as you could ask for, dusty. Couldn't squeeze 2 pennies to make $1. So when I had booze, it was for sure Evan Williams.
I picked up what was that other one, John? The Benchmark Bonded. That's like $20, but it's out of Buffalo Trace. That's like 20 or 22 a bottle. That's not bad either. But this Evan Williams really ain't bad for $18.
Hey, what are you drinking? Is it the bonded?
Yeah, Evan Williams.
The white label?
White and green.
White and green, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking the one I was talking to you about had a white with a black and red, almost like a Jim Beam look. They used
to. That picture you sent me was their older labels.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I remember back when we were in high school, a fifth of Evan Williams and a 2-liter Dr. Pepper. That was the jam.
Back in high school, we were getting pints of Ancient Age for $5.
Yeah,
and knocking those back, man.
Oh, did you ever drink the special brews, the St. Ides? They were like berry and strawberry and fruit punch and shit flavored malt liquors. They were rot gut, sugar filled, ruin your next fucking day shit. But boy, when we were fucking 16, we were fucking them up.
That's some Four Locos.
Mom and Dad used to drink B&Js.
What did they drink?
The B&Js. Remember that?
Yeah, Bartles and James, the wine coolers, all that shit.
B&Js, yeah, I remember that shit. That was like the Zima back in the day.
Hey, was that Stacy I heard in the background too?
Yep.
Stacy, what you doing, girl?
Stacy, hi, Steve.
Don't put me on there.
See, look, only face on the camera is one to be on. So go ahead.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, what's going on, girl?
Nothing.
So what are you all drinking now?
So, in some countries, women never get to take them off.
What are you drinking?
Consider yourself lucky. You can snatch it off whenever you want.
John, what are you drinking?
I'm on that bottle of
that Willie.
Yeah. Damn, fake motherfucker.
I'll tell you what, John, I smoked some of that one night with cherry, and that was pretty good.
Did you like it? It's got a different taste. It's been a long time since I've had this. I like their rye better.
When I put that cherry wood smoke on it, it wasn't bad.
Huh.
Is that Blanton's?
No, Willet.
Okay. That fancy
I
shit.
was looking at one of my bottles of Blanton's. I was like, should I? But I'm down to 3 right now, so no.
I'm such a still like when I feel like I'm drinking bourbon and I'm gonna stick my pinky out, it's still Buffalo Trace or Woodford Reserve. That's as far as I'll go. I'm cheap. Now, if I go to somebody's house and they're like, "Hey, would you like some of this 15-year blah blah blah?" I'm like, "Sure," but I'm not gonna buy it.
Was it that Kristen Walter got me that night at the cigar bar? Oh yes.
Oh, it's an 18-year Elijah Craig, wasn't it?
Elijah Craig, man. When we went down to the cigar bar for my birthday, a couple friends got me a drink, and it was just on and it was that Elijah Craig 18 year. That motherfucker was good.
I'll tell you what I had. Number one tequila. And I don't know, they always got the different names, and y'all know me. I don't give a shit. But the black label of it, I had it at the club the other night, and they were like, "This is the best one." And I was like, "All right, whatever." Yeah, that's why they had it at the comedy club. Yeah, but either the black label number one, whoo, smooth as eggs. God, that shit was good.
Did you say number one?
Number one tequila. Ron White got it to the States. It was the tequila he was drinking in Mexico, and he talked him into mass producing it. But they got a black label. I don't, like I said, they got the Reposado, then they got the Añejo or whatever. I don't know what it is. Whichever was the real fancy dancy bullshit. That's the black label, and god damn is it smooth. I took a double shot of it, and it went down like good old rainwater.
Rainwater. That sounds good. And,
I think the guy told me that the black label, when they age in barrels, so it's got a little smoky, little bourbony taste flavor to it. Oh, it's great.
Like I say, I had one tequila I liked. I don't drink much of that shit, and you can't find it anymore.
This stuff
there. Oh shit.
Addictivo. A buddy of mine got this one for my birthday last year. You got one shot in the lid.
Oh fuck, that's dope.
Yeah, bottle's empty. But they say that this in the black label is it's gold. It's not silver, it's gold. But they said, man, that is the best. I haven't had the black label though.
I've never even had that. What you just pulled up there. That looks delicious. And the shot in the bottle, God. I mean, some people really do let you get to the last drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Addictivo is what it's called.
Yeah, that looks. The bottle. You ever done that? You ever bought some shit like, damn, that bottle looks cool, and you drink it, and it's like, this ain't worth a fuck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember what that one was called? We kept the bottle of it, didn't we? We also had a tequila, J-Wall, that was aged in Blanton's barrels.
Oh.
And it tasted exactly like Blanton's, but it hurt you like tequila, not bourbon.
Yeah. Damn.
You know the difference.
What was that shit that we were drinking at your house when we ended up taking Mike Champ out for his birthday, and Bevan did not want me to leave because we were drinking out of those we were taking the shots out of the shot glass made out of salt. Oh, yeah. It was over at your house there, inmate.
Was it? Oh yeah. It was
but it was,
I think it was
shit that was aged in bourbon barrels. What was that?
Trace something. Hold on. I think I still got the bottle of it.
Or something.
That's what mine was.
El Corazon is what.
No, that's what we had.
Oh, El Corazon is what we're drinking here.
El Cordoni.
It's called Tres Generaciones.
Oh, no wonder I felt like ass the next day.
Oh.
Is it cheap?
No, we had
bonus.
We had the El Corazon was what we had that was aged in the Blanton's barrels.
Oh, I know that shit was delicious. What is it about tequila aged in bourbon barrels is just so fucking right? Like, that's how you do it. I almost like that better than bourbon. I know it's a wild thing to say, but I really do.
Well, I mean, it tastes like bourbon, but it's a different buzz. It's not that bourbon buzz.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. Because I'm telling you, dude, that number one, if y'all catch it, Black Label, I promise you, that shot was, it was everything I wanted it to be. And then when I paid $36 for two of them, I was like, never again.
You said Ron White?
Yeah, Ron White, well, obviously, he was going down to some part of Mexico, and that was like the tequila they had down there, and he said it was the best shit he ever had. So he working them and talking them into letting him just distribute it, if he can get it done in America, and they let him do it. So he changed the name from whatever it was to number one, because I guess that's his label now. And he's been rolling with that's every time he goes on stage, that's what he's got now. Bottle of number one.
Well, I'll take
number one.
That one that what's the one that the Rock put out?
We got a bottle of that up there too. Yeah,
that's
upstairs.
I'm talking about. I can't remember the damn name of it.
Bottles of the silver. That's really not bad.
I've never had it yet, but I've heard about it. I heard it was good.
Cheap. Well, I shouldn't say cheap. It's affordable. It's like $50.
Yeah, that's not bad for good tequila at all.
It's affordable.
Because they're still slanging fucking 1,800 for fucking damn near $50.
Yeah, I know. I think that shit came out at $50, and they just haven't changed their damn prices.
Yeah, and they should have. Because honestly, 1,800's nowadays 1,800's like a decent tequila. Back in the day, that was if they had it at the bar. That was like that or Patron recommended. Now it's like that or Patron. You're talking about mid shelf.
Now that's like well.
Yeah. What do you think about that Casamigos? I like it, but I heard a dude talking shit on it, like it's not what they say. This and that.
Never had it.
I think it's decent. I got a bottle of one. Fucking shit out of it. But like I said, I'm a book drinker, not a flavored drinker. So from Mad Dog 2020 all the way up, man, I've rode the train. So
hey, we all need to get a bottle of that. Sit here and drink it one night while we're on here. Or some Ripple. Can you even get it anymore?
Yeah, I think
2020.
Yeah, usually like in your neighborhood.
Really? This is all right. You the king. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, I had to do it. You left them peaches hanging. I had to smack them one time. But I say let's do like a Mad Dog or like a Thunderbird show. We just get fucked up off rock gut and see where we go with it. Everybody be puking on the show.
Eat a bunch of oysters first. Yeah, so they you gotta give that puke something to come out with.
Hey, you ever been in that little liquor store over there in Eastland right next to
I have not over there. I know what you're talking about. No, because there's always somebody over getting shot or something, so
probably got some good bourbon in there because nobody ever goes.
I don't know. I'm sure they curtail to the lower echelon, so I don't know if there'd be anything good in there or not.
The Office Lounge, that's that bar that I'm thinking of that everybody's getting shot at.
Right next to it?
Yeah.
That motherfucker's been around since I worked at Napa in the 80s, early 90s.
The Office Lounge has been there for like 50 years or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
And people get out there for 50 years.
Remember the dude drop in?
Did they have one here?
What the fuck? It's like right across from, it used to be right across from Liberty Road.
The dude drop in?
On Winchester Road. Yeah, right like on the corner, like over by Eastland.
Continental. You talking about Continental, Ian?
Well, the dude drop in was just a little hole in the wall restaurant.
Oh, no.
But
I don't remember that.
It's a funny ass story though. So it was my Uncle Ray's birthday, and my dad was like, "I'll take you wherever you want for lunch. Where do you want to go?" So he said, "The dude drop in." So we go to the dude drop in, and my dad, you know how my dad is. He's big time foodie. He wants steak, potatoes. He want a big ass meal.
Bar food.
His birthday. He's trying to show out. The dude drop in, and my dad was like, "What do you want, Ray?" He said, "Bowl of beans and a slab of cornbread." My dad was so disappointed. He was like, "What the fuck? I told you I'll take you anywhere you want for your birthday. You want a bowl of beans and cornbread? You ain't in prison anymore." Oh,
I'm trying to think of where that would be.
That'd be like me saying, I want some chili lime ramen crushed up with some hot Fritos.
Ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
If
I
you
think-
toast it a little bit and throw some cheese on it.
No, you mix it with a little bit, put it in the powder, and you roll it up and just let it soak. Let it cook in the bag.
My parents went to Florida one time, and me and Ray were watching their house, which I don't know why they thought that was a goddamn good idea, but they did.
You didn't throw Jimmy in the mix with you?
Not this time, but I have house set with Jimmy. That's always hilarious too. He's always hitting me up for pain pills. But so I'm in there eating. I made me some ramen. I'm in there eating noodles. Ray walks in. He said, "Damn, nephew, you guys smelling good. What's for dinner?" I said, "Man, I made a couple packets of ramen in there if you want some." He said, "Ramen? I ate that shit for 13 years straight, motherfucker. I ain't never eat it." I was like, "Well, motherfucker, I was hungry and it's good, so I'm eating the fuck out of it." He didn't want no parts of it.
You should have fixed him a big old piece of sugar bread, buddy.
Right? I think he ended up ordering a pizza. He's like, "Fuck you and your noodles."
Hey, where's Chris at?
What you say? My bad.
Where's Chris at? Apocalypse.
Oh, shit. I don't think I sent him a goddamn link, matter of fact.
Let me get Irk on here.
Let me remedy that real quick. Let me get this man together here. Fuck it. If he's watching, he'll get the link. Usually he'll text me, "What the fuck, Jay? Wow, why is John so racist?" I said, "You don't know where I met John at?" He's like, "No." I was like, "I was shopping for white sheets," and he was as well. He's been on sewing his together. I just want to put mine on a bed. I tell you, when it comes to the Klan, ultimately the funniest shit will always be that scene in Django where the fucking eye holes were all fucked up and they couldn't ride
I can't see shit out of these things. Oh, goddamn masks.
I can't see shit.
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life, man.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
What about
Samuel Jackson tore that shit up?
Have any of you all watched Wednesday on Netflix?
Great. Loved it.
Yo, I fucking loved the Addams Family growing up. And when they dropped that, I was like, oh, they're going to ruin it. I started watching like, yo, this is fucking badass.
Dude, I thought the same thing because I introduced Andy. I introduced Andy to the Family Addams movies. I mean, and I was all about it. And then Wednesday came out, and we watched that show, You, and Wednesday was in that show, You, that we watched.
Oh, hell.
Okay, cool. I've seen her. Cool. Started watching it, didn't know what to expect. After the first episode, I was like, hooked. I'm hooked. I got it. You know, I loved it. And now they got another season coming out, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, Stacey
who's playing Wednesday?
I was finished.
Jenna Ortega.
Like, oh, you like Wednesday? I was like, I don't care what you think. This is, as far as the nostalgia of the Addams Family and hitting it on the nose, they got it.
I want some more Luis Guzman, though.
Oh, he's funny as fuck, man. Luis Guzman.
He's the dad.
He's fuck.
Plays Gomez.
He's one of the most underrated actors ever. He's great.
He's incredible, man. He's absolutely incredible.
He's good in dramas. He's good in funny shit, man. He's like clutch. Like in The Cowboy Way. Have you seen that? The Cowboy Way, when he plays the gangster.
Oh
my god, dude! He's in the funniest scene in that whole movie. He's
sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've seen it though.
Oh, I will give you that right there. If you have you seen The Cowboy Way, Inmate?
I have not. I've heard of it though. I think
That's wreck for the night. If y'all ain't seen Cowboy, you gotta watch. It is one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen.
And I'll tell you what, me and John, I was talking to John about a movie the other day. Inmate. I was talking to Inmate about a movie the other day. You seen?
Don't give up. Yeah, man.
You seen Triple
Undercover in here?
Which one? Triple Frontier?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
I was telling Nate about it the other day during lockdown, and that's a great movie.
It is, and honestly, unexpected. It had way more like of a drama feel than an action feel. And I thought when I watched it was gonna be more of an action.
I cannot place where I've seen the helicopter pilot in before, though.
Helicopter pilot. Fuck. I'm trying to place him.
He's got the mustache. He's like one of the older guys in the crew. And
Yeah, Tom, what's his name? Is it
I cannot place what I've seen him in though.
Tom Scarab or Tom?
I'm doing this on my computer. I can look it up, but I'm on the phone. If I try to look at it, I'll drop you.
Got gray hair.
I love that you're never seen the movie, but you're gonna try to shit this actor out. Keep it going. Come on, give us some more Rex.
No, I'm trying to think. Tom Scarab, is that his name? Tom Scarab? That's who I'm thinking. He's an older guy. Justin Walden? Oh, he's an older guy. Hey, Zach's an older guy right now. He's sitting at home with ice on his knee.
Good for me.
Yeah. Did you send him a link?
Yeah, I did. What do you do with me?
He's getting old, man. He said just came up on him out of the blue.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Safari.
Not every like 6 months to a year I quit the job so I can recover.
Look at Steve. What's he doing? Screenshotting? Hold on, man.
I'm looking up.
This is copyright.
Triple Frontier. Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, okay. What was he in? Give me another movie.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting over to IMDb right now.
It's been so long since I watched that, I can't fucking remember now.
Well, he's in all those Mandalorians and shit. The Equalizer. He was in Equalizer 2. The Kingsman. That's what I recognize him from. Kingsman.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Charlie's Angels, the TV show. Burn Notice. He's been in a bunch of shit. But yeah, I recognize him from the Kingsman is what I recognize him from.
That's another fucking hellified group of movies. All three of them are
They were
badass.
saying there's a Kings. I think it's a series coming out.
Oh shit.
I think it's Kingsman. There's a series coming out that it was either the King. I want to say it was the Kingsman. And it's like either like a Netflix or a Hulu thing coming out.
Have you out of all three of them, which one's your favorite?
Out of what?
The Kingsman.
I've never seen all of them.
Oh shit.
Mm-mm.
To me, the second one, I like all three of them for sure, but the second one's.
Is that the second one?
That's the one with Julianne Moore runs the island, the drug dealer.
I've seen like half of that one. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a bad one, and she's a badass villain in that movie too.
Yes, she is.
She puts that dude in a fucking meat grinder. I was like, holy shit. Huh?
At that restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the one that I've seen.
Yeah, that's number two. And like I said, I've seen number one. I like it a lot. The third one is kind of like a prequel, and it's good. It's not bad at all. But that's the one. That second one's badass.
Kingsman Secret Service was the first one, which I've never seen that one. Golden Circle was the second.
That's the one I've seen. Yeah,
that's the one I've.
That one.
That's the one they go to Kentucky because the bourbon is the Statesman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
the King's Man is the third one, and that's the newest one, 2021.
Yeah.
I think
The
I
King's
have a
Man
bottle
is
of
the
Statesman down here.
At number two at Golden Circle. That to me is one, and that's wild because there's very few sequels I like better than the original, but that's definitely one of them.
It's tough to do a sequel better, though. It is.
Yeah. Oh, most sequels are like, fucking, why'd you even waste your time?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tough to do a sequel. It's like I saw something the other day that said, imagine spending 10 years and however millions of dollars in movies to make a sequel. They're talking about Avatar, to make a sequel only to get outsold by a cartoon about a cat in boots.
I tell you the worst sequel I've probably ever seen. The Coming to America sequel.
I never even wasted my time.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what you would have done, my friend. I promise you, it was fucking horrible.
I'll tell you, there's one. I'm trying to think of the name of it right now, and I can't. It's slipping my mind.
But what about the sequel to all the Top Gun and all that shit? Has anybody watched this newest one?
I haven't seen it yet. Everybody I know that's seen it said they loved it, but I've never seen it.
I didn't. American Psycho. So American Psycho 2 was a terrible sequel.
Oh, I guarantee. How do you even really? I can see remaking American Psycho, but a sequel, yeah, I can see where that would be shitty.
Yeah, it was terrible, and it was Mila Kunis, which was disappointing. That's why I watched it, because that's my girl.
Honestly, that's exactly why I would watch it too.
Terrible,
Fucking hot.
terrible.
Oh, I was checking if my wife heard that she didn't. Yeah, Mila Kunis is a real dog. Yeah. I might be able to pop my sister's air mattress later on. I don't want to fuck that up yet.
Go in face first.
I'll tell you a movie that they set up for a sequel and never did that I wish they did. Have y'all remember the movie Out Cold with George?
That Galifianakis?
No, that's is that out? No, you're right. That is Out Cold. What the fuck was it?
That's the snowboard.
It was George Clooney, Vin Rames. They escaped from prison, and Jennifer Lopez is a detective on them. You know what I'm talking? Out of sight.
Oh, okay.
That,
okay. Yeah. No, I don't remember ever seeing that. I might have.
the wildest thing is at the end of it, she catches him. He goes to prison, but when he's in prison, he's shackled next to Samuel Jackson, and they're to each other, and she set it up to where he was gonna be stuck with Samuel Jackson because Samuel Jackson was going to his fourth prison because he was an escape artist. So basically, it set it up for them to escape again, and then they just never made it. I was like, "Yo, that movie, the first one, Out of Sight, that's a badass movie."
I'll have to watch it because I don't think, and if I have seen it, I just don't remember watching it.
Vin Rames, George Clooney, Jennifer Lopez, and you know the dude. You ever seen the movie? What was it called? Fucking shit. Well, you ever seen the movie National Security with Martin?
Yeah, Martin Lawrence and fucking.
Well, the dude, his cop buddy or like his partner in there, the white dude, he's in
it Luke
Out of Sight. No, actually, you know it's wild though. The dude that played in that, he's from Kentucky. That dude, he's from Kentucky. I seen him on remember when they did that Kentucky like fans documentary about like 10 years ago or something like that? He was one of the people they interviewed in that. I didn't know he's from Kentucky until that documentary.
I don't know who.
What's he look like? Is he an older guy?
He's probably. I mean, I'd imagine now he's probably in his 50s or maybe late 40s, but he ain't too old.
That's a funny man.
Not Steve, right?
Steve something. I think it is something. Yeah.
That dude.
He's but yeah, he's in that movie Out of Sight. I'm telling you, that's another one. If you ain't seen it,
he always plays those goofy characters.
Yeah. That's what he is in the movie.
Who was it?
Steve Zahn, Zahn.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Little short dude.
Yeah, remember that movie he was in where he was like the National Geographic guy, but he was a stoner. You ever seen that movie? It's funny. He's like the host of like a fucking like wildlife show, but him and all his buddies are just dumb stoners, and they're like, he don't even know what he's saying. Like, this is a mulberry bush, and this and they're like, that's not a mulberry at all. Like, when he'll do a whole show about it, like, it's funny as hell, man. I was trying to watch comedies with Maya, and I was like, we'll watch this movie. I remember it being funny. I hadn't watched it in years. Opening scene is a dude ripping a bong, and before I could turn it off, she's seen the bong, so that outed Dad's lamp.
So you had to take the bulb off the top, did you?
Now she knows what that is, actually. I'm like, well, I gotta hide that better now. I used to just leave it out. She didn't know what the fuck it was. After that movie, she knew exactly what the fuck it was. I was like, shit.
You sit there and have one rigged up with an electric cord. You just grab it and go and throw it back down on the ground real quick.
Dad, why doesn't this lamp ever work?
Yeah. It's smoking. 911.
I tried to run that on Winley in Florida when she grabbed my bowl. She was like, what is this? I was like,
isn't that crazy?
Man, just give it to me. Fuck it. I'm not even going to lie to you, kid.
He snatched that motherfucker right up, too. And was like looking at it.
Yeah. The worst part about it was I'm thinking I found some genius hiding spot for the night. I laid it there. Literally 2 minutes later, she had it. I was like, son of a bitch. These kids are crafty.
Hey, instead of the cops having all these sniffing dogs, you just need to have some little kids on leashes and go, all right, find the shit there. Find the shit.
That's all you got to do. Go walk around the apartment and see what you find, kid.
You know, not a single adult would have found that.
Oh, I know it. That's the thing. I put it here. Nobody know nothing. She came straight up like a fucking bloodhound. I was like, shit.
It's the smell. Ooh, that smell.
I've always had to really, since the bachelor party, walk on eggshells with my brother's wife. So the first night I'm on vacation with her, her daughter finds my bowl. I was like, yeah, I'm fucked. There goes the week.
Is he working tonight?
Who?
Brother?
I don't know.
He working tonight?
He's not supposed to.
Zach?
No, he got a big day tomorrow. He's old. He's old, yeah. He sent me a text that
I see.
Please stop throwing your old over here at me. So I told him what to do. I said, use some of that, what is the Zoltaren, the shit you buy at the store. Have you used any of that yet?
What's he do? What's he got going tomorrow?
They're going to do their Christmas with Ray and Libby.
Oh, okay.
And plus, Winley got soccer. So I'm pretty sure it's full contact. Man, I'm telling you, she's a mean-ass little girl. I get up there, she gives it right back to me. Yeah, she had my hair the other day and was swinging by my ponytail on the couch. And my head's fucking yanking around like this, and Zach and Angie are like, oh, quit. You're going to hurt Papa John. Stop. Yeah, she's
Did you
a
make
funny little girl.
Let her continue.
I let her continue. You know, hell, you ain't going to rip this thing out. That shit's rooted all the way down to my anal glands. It ripped my whole innards out before my ponytail come off.
Yeah, I think that thing is connected to your soul at this point.
Yeah, it's that hard ass skull that I'm always banging around at work. Yeah, that head's hard now. I think we're gonna start wearing some hard hats.
They have like a mouth and honey teeth. Yeah.
You gonna start on safety with it?
Of their mouths. Their mouth.
What? Tickle your ass to the feather?
Huh?
I said it's particularly nasty weather.
And tickle you out with a feather?
What's that?
Tickle your ass with the feather. Come on, guys. Y'all are killing me. I thought this was comedy tonight.
My favorite sayings, though. It's like, if old Scuba Steve there had a bottle of liquor and old inmate there had a feather in his ass, we'd all be tickled. My cousin said that one day at work. I was like, motherfucker, that is stolen. I'm using that for sure.
Yeah, hey, Steve got to meet Tricky Ricky.
Yeah, that's my...
I haven't met him.
That's bad of it.
But I haven't met him.
So tell the truth. How long did it take him to hypnotize you with his tonsils because he ain't got no teeth.
That's not nice, man. Quit. That's your family you're talking about.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, tell him, Jesse.
What else is terrible? Not going to the dentist.
Like I said, I ain't met
You
him.
were tight. You leave him alone.
I haven't met him yet. I talked to him on the phone, but I haven't met him yet.
He's a
But
good guy. He's a good guy.
But
But like I say,
they've
I'm
done
not
a
like
good,
Justin. I don't work with him every day. So
they've done a good job though. They've done a good job.
Who's calling me?
who's calling who? Ain't nobody calling me.
Hang on. Can you hear me now?
No,
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
no.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody's calling me. My bad.
Yeah, they've done some good work though.
That's
man.
why I don't do this shit on the phone, man. There's always some bullshit. What is it?
They've done some good work over here though.
Oh, that's one thing for sure. If you call up anybody that got trained by old Dave Waldini, they can plumb their ass off. That's a fact.
They've done some good work.
Now, if you call anybody trained by my Uncle Chuck, your shit's gonna
Man,
leak
don't
everywhere.
Even go there. Look, he's talking about his family again. Damn, J-Walk.
He said,
The good thing about talking about my family is at Thanksgiving, none of them can refute anything I said.
Refute.
Tricky's still gonna be chewing on turkey legs with the corner of his mouth, and Chuck's still gonna be a cheek fucker.
It's gotta be nice.
It is what it is.
Nah, they've been over here killing it though, for real. You know.
See, Justin could have been there with him.
Oh yeah, I mean,
having a
shit.
good time.
And I thought he was going.
He quit that lifestyle. He thought he was too good.
Last
like
3 days gonna be here.
Who is?
I would have taken off the last 3 days.
Yeah, I would have too. It'd have been like drunk day for the po-po. Work drunk day. Dude, Justin having
They would have been there working, and they'd be like, "Where'd J-Walk go? We ain't seen him in an hour." Me and Steve been in the house just fucked up. Like, hey, you doing a good job, boys.
You know that turd ain't gonna flow uphill, J-Walk.
Drunk day minus the breathalyzer.
Ooh.
Right. See, my old man knew damn good and well not to send me over there. No, what they were doing that was painting trim and caulking it.
Back up.
Steve likes all that painting stuff. He's gotten rather good at it.
I don't like it though.
I like it. I really do. I've been on the side of my house. Matter of fact, I was on the side of my house 2 days ago. And right when I come off the scaffold, it started raining. I'm like, well, I hope it had time to set.
Well, honest to God truth, if I had to run another sewer machine or paint a whole building, I'm gonna pick up that goddamn roller.
No, man. You know, painting's. It's therapeutic, but that doesn't mean that I like it.
Yeah, he's listening to some Yanni. He's got his little robe on with his house slippers.
No, I never did like therapy, so I'm not a big fan of it. But
you don't like therapy?
No. Painting's therapeutic, but I don't like therapy. So,
right.
So to you, it's therapeutic.
No, it'll be. You know, I'm getting better at it.
You're doing fine. You're doing awful good at it.
Compared to everything I did in plumbing, painting is just so much easier. That's the only reason I like it.
Yeah.
And I ain't had to smell or hear anybody blow ass the entire time I've been doing it.
So that's what bothers
it's freezing
you.
up.
That's the root of all evil.
But
blowing ass.
Not have to deal with it, you know.
Yeah, but you know you had to make some jokes while they was in there and then walk out. Ooh,
Oh,
Lord, what the fuck did you eat? Come on, buddy, flush it.
I went through some hilarious shit doing them fucking service calls, let me tell you. My favorite one, I call it Fear Factor. Me and my cousin Jeffrey pulled a nasty clogged up urinal off the wall, and all that white calcium and piss runs out of the pipe because I had nowhere to go, and it smells horrendous, and it looks even worse. And this dude walks in the bathroom. He's like, "Oh, fuck." He's like, "Man, I just got to piss." We're like, "Well, the stools are open. Just go in there, just go in there and piss like you would at home, buddy." He walked past us, tiptoeing through the piss, fucking doing all that shit. He opens up the fucking stall door and he's like, "Fuck me!" And he just turns around and runs. We started crying, laughing. I go over and look at the stall. Somebody left a big old fucking Subway sandwich sized turd in that motherfucker, and he just couldn't take it. I laughed my ass off. He made it through the piss, but he couldn't make it past the shit.
That'd be some good shirts to make up for your old man's stuff.
See, when I work in a bathroom that's still open and I got to work on a urinal, I tape off every urinal next to me, so they got to go to the toilet. This one goofy fucker that worked with. Yeah, well, this
we had to do that.
He's over there working on a urinal. He don't tape off the one next to him. A dude next to him is standing there pissing, and then he turns to look at him, and he pisses on the dude working on the urinal.
Oh!
And he came to work.
Impractical jokers.
I said, you're a good one for coming back to work and telling us that story. He was like, wow. I was like, you would have heard my story from the goddamn fucking courthouse. I would have beat that motherfucker to death. I don't care what the reason. You pissed on me. I'm going to have to beat you up for that.
There's your first impractical jokers. Just get you a great big dildo and run a fucking little pump to it and have it hanging out your zipper and be shooting Mountain Dew out on them. You know when that hits their mouth, they're like, oh, piss.
I'll tell you what's even better. After you piss on them, you catch a drip, and you're like,
I got a cup of ice to go with this shit? Damn.
Like, this motherfucker here is certifiable. Well,
come to find out, it really was piss. His fucking kidney just wasn't working.
All right.
His bladder. What is it that puts the pee out? His uterus is all fucked up.
I don't think he has a uterus. We can Google that.
He had a clitoral uterus. Yeah, that's what.
He was one of them days. I see.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a bean. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
No. I'm going to be nice tonight. I got 2 more days until I'm off of probation. So.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm gonna get my hand hammered on in a little while.
Are you gonna be a tattoo?
What am I expecting?
Oh, I'll tell you what. In between your knuckles, the little fatty skin in between your knuckles, hurts like a bitch.
Right inside of there.
Yeah, hurts like a motherfucker. Rest of it's just, it ain't, none of it's comfortable. But that spot right there for me, I was like, you motherfucker.
You talk dirty to them when they're doing it to you, and they just look at you.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Every now and then I tell them to reach over and pinch my nipple.
Yeah. Ow, I like it.
Feel it somewhere else real quick, man. Pinch my nipple real quick so we can keep this going.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, I don't know what I mean.
What's the longest you've been on the table? What's your all's time on some of this shit? 2-3 hours?
I've got 40 hours just in my arm.
No, I'm saying at one time.
Oh, at one time, I've done 8 hours.
8 hours.
I've done a full 8 hours on my arm. I did 8 hours in one sitting.
No booze, no drugs,
no
nothing.
No,
yeah, plays a little bit, but
yeah,
no gold paint oven.
No.
I always over as a judge. I want to earn it.
Nothing but a little Mary. Now I do. My dude only books out 4 hours at a time.
Well, I'll tell you what, I may get one before I die. So I don't know. We've been talking about that shit. But right now, I think I'll probably have to have the wedding ring done on the finger because I keep losing my ring.
Get you a big old B on that finger.
Yeah,
no, that needs to be on each ass cheek. Bevan's bitch.
Just a B on it so you can bend over and it says Bob.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is the O chocolate
like that? People do some crazy shit.
That is for sure. But yeah,
like the biker had the one under the armpit that looked like a vagina. Had the hair there, had a leg on this way, leg on each. Give it one of them.
I always like the guy mowing your bald spot. That was always funny as fuck.
We've got a family friend whose daughter was married to a tattoo artist. She's covered. She's all traditional American, J-Wall, traditional American shit, Sailor Jerry type shit. But she's got P.U. in her armpits.
That's so that's gross.
I'll tell you the truth. That's got to be one of the worst spots ever. Is your armpit?
They say that hurts pretty bad.
It's got to, because I got an eagle on the inside of my arm, and the head of it is close to my armpit, but nowhere near in it. And dude, when he was hitting that fucking shading on that, it felt like he had a melon baller in my armpit. So I can only imagine actually doing the armpit.
I'll tell you, I don't think I'm as close to my armpit as you are, but I can tell you when they went around my nipple, when I got my chest done, and he literally went right around my nipple. That was probably some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life.
Oh, I guarantee it, man. Them spots, them real sensitive spots like that are bad.
Wherever you have high nerve endings, you got nerve endings in a certain spot will light you up. So getting your finger done, inmate, ought to be good. I'm sure you can get somebody to take apart a radio, a cassette tape, and a guitar string, and you can get that tattooed while you're locked up in there.
Yeah.
Well, I figured I'd just put the ring on there and hook it up to electric and hit the switch and burn that shit on there, and I'll have a scar all the way around it.
There you go.
Tattoo, ain't it?
There you go. That's branding.
I think you should. And then it'd be funny as hell when you get your divorce papers a week later.
Do you know something I don't know, Justin? Hold on. What are you talking about?
I ain't gonna say shit till you get that tattoo done.
Ain't this a bitch?
We'll talk about that tattoo appointment.
The bad thing is, my dude, when the pandemic shit hit, he went to, instead of just walking in the shop, you got to call him. But every one of the artists underneath of him left, and his piercer. So now he does all the tattoos, all the piercing. I've texted him, and he's like, yeah, I'll get you in. And then he don't never give me a date. He'll just randomly call me one day, be like, hey, I'll get you in.
Like, come on.
I'm like, 30 minutes, motherfucker. I'm in Louisville, or I'm at work. I'm like, I can't. What are you talking? I just won't hear from him for months. I'm like, God damn, I need a new artist.
You need to come up here, man, to my shop.
I'm honestly in the market for somebody to finish my shit, because I like my dude, but goddamn, I can't never get with him.
The place I go, they got I think they got 8 artists right now, or six. It's either 6 or 8 artists. I'm trying to remember after all that COVID shit. They've either got 6 or 8 booths right now, and every single one of them is full all the time. They don't take walk-ins. Nobody in the shop takes walk-ins.
Yeah.
It's like appointment only, and they're all legit. Like, all of them are legit artists.
So y'all got these tattoos. Are they insured?
I'm trying to finish the tree on my arm so I can basically just finish out my sleeve. And then I got a whole nother sleeve I want to do on the left, but I never did shit on my nub arm because I wanted one full cohesive sleeve. So that's my next venture whenever I can get somebody to do it.
Yeah. What'd you say, inmate?
I say, though, do y'all have these insured? What are all these tattoos worth on your bodies there, guys? What's your total amount of ink on your skin?
I'm getting written into my
the guy that'll beat you up, and you probably ought to just go with the look.
there's a mortuary out of Michigan that when I die, I'm getting written into my will. There's a mortuary out of Michigan.
Yeah, they cut your skin off.
It will cut your skin off and preserve your tattoos.
Well, if you go first, I'm gonna hook it up to like a bongo. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you there while everybody's watching.
Throw that motherfucker around one of your drills. Customize your.
Yeah, I don't know. I might make some leather shoelaces. That'll last about 6 months.
Them old yellow drills need a little bit of red color put on them anyway.
Ain't that a fucking shame?
Stretch them across some bongos, light a fire. Throw a fucking like a valve to fucking in the fire. We're going to conjure up Steve's spirit.
Beat it up. And I'll do a little line of cocaine off of it.
Just not with us from the other world.
No, there's a funeral parlor out of Michigan that you can get them, and they will travel anywhere you want to pay for it. They will travel, and they will come, and they will cut your skin off of your body, and they will preserve your tattoos. So I'm gonna have them cut my skin off my body, and then I'm having an open casket, no clothes, open casket.
Hold on, you got to throw it one more. You got to have it closed, and then you got to have Andy come over and open it up, and you'll be hooked to the top. So when she opens it, you sit up.
Skinned, nothing there, just bones, muscle.
Yeah. Well, the bad thing about it is, you'd all be sitting around one night and be hungry as fuck and break that case and eat it like jerky. That's some good jerky.
I've always wanted them to just take me to the taxidermy and just like put me up with the Christmas ornament.
Ain't this a bitch? Yeah, that would be cool.
I'll be the Christmas tree. Hell with it.
Just fucking put lights and shit on me. Let's go.
Where's old Rudolph Red going on?
That's what they do. Take me to the taxidermy, just dress me like Santa, roll me out, put me in the corner of the house. Everybody's like, damn, that's a realistic look.
Man, that's the most realistic Santa I've seen.
Yeah, they're like, hold on.
Well, it turns out that's my grandfather. That's actually
you break one of the Santa's arms off last year? They're like, no, it's Justin.
I'm gonna say that they need to sit me in the corner and they just need to dress me year round for different holidays. Be a leprechaun for fucking March.
That's what you want to be, but you know how we're gonna dress you up. Yeah,
dress me up like Columbus on Columbus Day.
Day rolls around.
Shit. Put me in blackface for MLK Day. That'd be hilarious.
Uncle Sam on the 4th.
Yeah, just make sure you put my finger out. I mean, if you think about it, that's honestly the way the best do. Like, if somebody died and you're just going to be bummed about it, just take them to the taxidermy. You can still hang with them. I mean, they ain't going to say shit to you, but you can just roll them out and hang with them.
We used to joke around. We used to joke around because, my grandmother's getting old. I mean, I shouldn't say she's getting old. She is old. She is old. She's like 97 years old. She's old. We used to joke around with her, though, and we're like, no, we're just going to get you stuffed and just put you over in the corner somewhere, let you collect dust with the rest of the shit in the house.
Ain't that a bitch?
And I think about it as I'm saying that statement, and I'm like, man, that'd be creepy, though. That's like you remember Psycho, and he opens up that thing, and there's like wigs and shit in there.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, story. My dad's aunt, May, she died. She left us her house up in Maine. When she died, we go to Maine and we're cleaning out her house. And there was a back porch, almost like what we got at the house, a full length back room. Back there, we go back there and we start going through her shit. Swear to God, Mom calls me back there and she says, Steve, come back here. Come back here and look at this. There's this old trunk in this back room. Pop this old trunk open. Honest to God's truth. Swear to God. There's her dresses in there, and she's got 2 different hair pieces in there. It was just like the movie Psycho. Just minus the fucking knife. It was just like the movie Psycho. Honest to God. It scared the shit out of me. Said, no, I'm not touching that.
Right.
Your mom did that on purpose. She
it's highly possible. Highly possible.
Yeah, your mom put it on your ass, Steve.
It was probably my dad that did that because my dad was alive at the time. So it was probably
I tell you, going to my grandpa's funeral. That was the first one I went to when I was young, and I remember the whole time I could not take my eyes off of him because I was like, any moment he gonna jump up out of that casket. This about to turn into a vampire movie. I'm fucking waiting on it. Oh shit! It fucked me up. Just looking at him in there, I was like, man, he ain't dead for real. I couldn't believe it. I was like, he's gonna pop up and we're all gonna run out here all scared and shit.
Like From Dusk to Dawn, where that guy's up there playing the human torso.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Like, I remember the first couple of funerals. I remember going to Coach Dale's funeral. I was so
that was hard.
They decided to get him cremated, though, because I was like, man, I was scared to death to go up to the casket. I was weird about it when I was a kid. I was like, I did not want to look in there. Everything in the casket up until people started actually dying in my life was vampires. I just knew they were going to come back to life. I did not want to have any parts of it.
So listen, speaking of vampires, this is a question for the both of y'all. Vampires. Have y'all watched Night Shift?
Oh,
Or Day
Night,
Shift? Day Shift.
night shift.
Day Shift, Jamie Foxx. I fucking love it.
Best vampire movie I've seen.
Oh, it's
No,
great.
wasn't that a remake? Because I thought I saw the first one from like the 80s. It was set in like Russia.
It was something, one of those real like fucking cult things. I never heard about it,
I don't
but
know
Day
if it
Shift with Jamie Foxx is badass.
I cannot tell you if it was a remake or not because I don't know. But
What's it called? Day Shift?
It gives Queen of the Damned to run for its money for the best vampire.
Oh, that's a badass movie. You sure
And
it
it
wasn't
gives
called
that-
Day Shit and it was about Justin being a plumber?
No, not no more, baby.
I'm just asking.
Now my paint would be called Day Huffin.
But she didn't.
Well, you know what paint you like, don't you, son?
I can't keep it out of my mustache. No, but Day Shift is badass. The funny thing is, I had a Halloween party in my crib. I had 60 people over. My buddy brought some
Where's
fucking one of the most intense mushrooms I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, no.
He took a bunch like towards the end of the night, and we go in the house. We're just chilling. I throw on Day Shift, and the whole team's like, "J-Wall, is this a real movie?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, it's a real movie." He's like, "This is the most intense shit I've ever seen in my life." I was like, "It's good, right?" He's like, "It's everything."
Yeah, it's a fake ass movie, you know. No, if you have not watched it yet, that seriously, J-Wall, when that movie finished, Jessie wasn't that into it. She wasn't that into it. But when that movie ended, I looked at her and I was like, damn, that's probably like the best vampire flick I've ever fucking watched.
Now, I like their play on the vampires, how they kind of like turn into like spider creatures, and that's a whole like look. It's crazy.
The typical rules don't apply.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is way better than anything. Now, Queen of the Damned is still Queen of the Damned is still probably my favorite vampire movie of all time.
Oh no, Dark Shadows from the fucking 70s.
That was a TV show. Barnabas Collins, that was a TV show, not a movie. They're different. Did you see the Johnny
There was
Depp?
time travel in that. Just ask J-Wall.
But
wrecked like that is why you're in jail.
I remember staying home from school when I was in middle school and watching the reruns of Dark Shadows on the Sci-Fi Channel when I was in middle school. Did you watch the
Isn't it
Johnny
funny
Depp
Barnabas
movie?
Collins is the only one you remember?
My favorite vampire movies. What the fuck is that shit?
Nosferatu?
It's the one where they're in like Alaska and they're going through the summer solstice.
Josh Hartnett.
Oh yeah, the perfect storm.
They got their own language in that shit. They actually created things for that movie.
I love that movie, man. I thought that was crazy. And dude, can you imagine being in a town like that and they're like, what are you gonna do? Like, you are pretty much fucked.
You know the cool thing about that movie, and it's like different. It's a little bit. It's similar yet different from like Sin City. Sin City was a graphic novel.
Yeah.
When they made the movie, they stuck with like the graphic novel, like
comic strip kind of type.
Yeah, comic strip kind of vibe. Well, 30 Days a Night was a graphic novel too, but they didn't film it in like a graphic novel sense. And that's what I liked about it, because I'm not big on like the comic book movies. That's what I really liked about 30 Days a Night, though.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I thought that movie was slick. When I first watched it, I was like, God damn, you can think about like, because there's actually in Alaska and I guess other places in the world, I'd imagine, where they don't get sunlight for so many days and shit. So could you imagine creatures that can't come out in the day, but they have like 24/7 darkness? Holy shit.
What is it? If you're north of the Arctic Circle, you'll hit a month stretch where it's nothing but daylight.
Daylight. That's over by Uranus. Yeah,
and then you'll hit a month stretch where it's nothing but darkness. A month stretch of darkness is the one that's by my anus.
Pow.
Funny thing is, I was chambering a joke, and goddamn it, you hit it right there, man. I didn't even need to say shit. That was great.
He don't do this shit during the day. He just giggles and walks away. I'm like, he just don't do it.
No, I don't do it today.
Steve, when I'm at work, so I can hear all the shit he laughs at you about all day.
I haven't known the clients as long as you have. So.
I ain't known them that long either. Hey, I'm like that with the new people.
I tell you what's so funny.
That's why we have two clientele.
Like when I was in the crew, I just had a Bluetooth speaker that played out loud. We listened to music on a job. Now that I work by myself, I just put in earbuds. And it's so funny. I'll put in earbuds and I'll be working. And then I'll turn around and somebody give me like a shitty look and walk off. And I just laugh. I'm like, they were probably talking to me like 5 minutes. I didn't hear a fucking word. I'm just listening to podcasts or music. I'm in my own fucking world. I don't know. Why are you even talking to me? You see what I'm doing? I'm painting handrails, motherfucker. What do you want? Like, I don't even hear them.
I have my earbuds in all day long, but
I'll hear. Hey,
but if he's
sitting there working, he'll be painting. I'm over in the other room. I hear.
I'm just over laughing.
Listen to funny podcast shit.
I'm over Phil Vaughn or something, laughing my ass off.
Oh, I know they thought I was nuts the other day. I had all these sheet metal workers working around the room I was painting, and they kept going up and down this ladder to the roof while I was in there. And I was listening to like an hour straight of the best of Don Rickles, and I was fucking crying, laughing. They're just walking past me, and I'm just crying, and they're looking at me like, what the fuck is this dude's deal? I'm surprised they didn't call me up for a drug test. Like, yo, man, you gotta do something. You're a little nuts.
Get your T-shirt made. Yeah, doing acid. Please be quiet.
A best of
man, listening to Don Rickles and Rodney.
A trip.
Shit, Don Rickles and Rodney Dangerfield were always on. You can't find them ever speaking in public without slanging jokes. They're funny as fuck.
I'm telling you, yeah. And then grin when he got too dirty. That fucking going that little wide mouth grin. He was funny as fuck.
Don Rickles, he was real cool with Frank Sinatra. And this is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. So he's got this chick he's been working on, Don, and he finally gets her to go to dinner with him. And they sit down and they see Frank Sinatra across the restaurant eating. And she says, oh, my God, that's Frank Sinatra. I would love to meet him. That's crazy. I can't believe I'm in the same restaurant as him. He's like, you like Frank, huh? She's like, yeah. He's like, all right. So he went to the bathroom. He snuck over to Frank's table. He's like, hey, Frank, got a date. Been working on it for a while. I'd like it to work out for me. She loves you, Frank. Will you just come over and say something when you get done? He's like, yeah, no problem, Don. So Don goes back to the table. They're sitting there eating. Frank gets done with his meal, pays, gets up, walks to the table. Hey, Don, lovely to see you. Don Rickles looked up at him and said, God damn it, Frank, can't you see I'm eating? I ain't got time for you. Oh, that motherfucker he's like the comedian's comedian, man. He was never not somebody's. He was fucking hilarious.
The name is skipping my head right now. He had long hair, and he always wore like a Kangol hat, but it was backwards. He was a white dude.
Long hair. Oh,
he was in like the Richard Pryor generation.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about fucking Sam Kinison.
Yes.
He is the screamer. Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Sam Kinison, dude.
Hey, but he is one of my favorites. That motherfucker
He's funny as fuck.
Was funnier and shit. And he always shows up because it's like, everybody's on this politically correct stuff. And it's like, if these snowflakes heard what I grew up with, and it's a picture of like George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Andrew Dice Clay. You can't do that now. Can't do that now.
Dice.
Oh yeah, you can. You just
I
got
tell
to
you
pay
how
for it.
Dice's balls are. Dice dropped a whole comedy album after he
That
sold out
motherfucker's insane.
Square
Yeah.
Garden 3 nights in a row. He dropped a comedy album of nothing but him bombing on stage. Dude, you got to have balls to drop your worst shit on an album and try to get people to buy it. But dude, it's like that's immaculate, you know. But knowing on that album, if you know going in he's bombing the whole time, it's hilarious. Just because you know he's eating shit the whole time he's doing it. The body thinking it's the next hit. I would imagine you would have been grandly disappointed.
His Dice's nursery rhymes.
Yeah, oh
First,
motherfucker
the
went to the
married man,
cupboard.
quite contrary, had a bush that was quite hairy.
Harry.
He
What's
Dice's
in the bowl, bitch?
In the bowl, bitch.
Dice's nursery rhymes were ridiculous.
Hey, I tell you, what's funny. You talking about Kinnison. You ever heard the story of Ron White talking about the first time he opened for Sam Kinison? Oh, it's funny as fuck. So Ron White goes out there and Sam Kinnison's running late. So they tell Ron, they're like, we don't know when he's showing up. You just got to fucking tell jokes until this motherfucker shows up. We'll light you. We'll let you know. And he was like, all right, fuck. So he just goes on for like an hour and a half just doing his shit. Had the crowd eating out of his hand, though. You know, Ron White's a bad motherfucker himself. So he gets off stage and Sam Kinison gets there. And he said, Sam Kinison says, heard you killed him out there, cowboy. He's like, no, I did all right, Sam. He's like, all right, you want to party? He's like, what do you mean? So he pulled out this glass vial and dabbed out like a Tony Montana line of cocaine and just snorted it. And then he said, Sam looked at him and he grabbed his heart and he acted like he was having a heart attack, going through convulsions and laying on the floor and shaking and shit. And Ron White was like, holy fuck, I'm going to watch Sam Kinison like,
Die.
Next thing you know, Sam jumped up and he was like, just fucking with you, cowboy. And he ran out on stage and murdered him for like an hour and a half. It's crap.
It's a pre-prime.
And then Ron said he had a radio interview the next day, you know, like his manager set up. And he said, Sam Kinison come on stage like, well, cowboy, you want to get in that limousine with me and go to the strip club and talk to whores and do cocaine? Or you want to go back to your hotel and do that radio spot? He said, let me call my manager and cancel. He called his manager and said, fuck that radio spot. I'm going to strip club with Sam Kinison. Like, if one of those legendary dudes asked me, like, you want to go do responsible shit or hang with me, I'm like, fuck that responsible shit. Let's go.
Sam Kinnison's bit about, I want to say it was like UNICEF or something. Where he's like, you know, this whole film crew is out here in a third world country filming these kids that are starving to death, and this fucking cameraman's sitting there eating a fucking sandwich, and these kids are talking about, I'm so hungry, we can't grow anything here in the middle of the desert. And he's like, well, you know what? Instead of UNICEF sending these kids some food, let's send them some U-Hauls. Move to where the fucking food is. Does this whole yelling thing. He's like, move. Let's rent them some U-Hauls. Don't send them food. Don't send them food. Help them move.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah. They're like, why do you keep sending them food? Well, there's no food. It's the dumbest shit you could do.
Wanting to give this kid some food, and the cameraman's like, no, not yet, don't give it to him yet, we got to get his reaction on camera, you know. And he's like, no, just send him some U-Hauls and let him move to where the food is.
Was that the guy? There was some comedian that sat there and did a little song, and he's like, what do you want for Christmas? And so from India said, a steak. I'd like a steak for Christmas. And there was a whole damn skit of all this shit that he would come up with. That's what that reminded me of.
Sam came, and I'll tell you another one of my favorites that's highly underrated.
Real quick in the comments, Big Dumb Chris, my guy, Lexington comedian, out here throwing rocks, slanging shit, hustling, doing his thing.
Who's Big Dumb Chris?
Big Dumb Chris. Actually, Chevy Chase Lounge, I believe Sunday nights, 7, maybe 8. He might correct me on here. They do an open mic comedy. So anytime you want to get some laughs for the freezy, go down to Chevy Chase Lounge, get you a couple of drinks, and catch you some of them joke slangers.
Tell you what, I'm about to start one of those bombing session albums. I'll go up and do a session just bombing, and then I'll start an album itself. You know.
What do you do? Just go over and sit down on a stool with a fucking fifth or a handle and just
And that's
drink
it.
it and look at people. Don't say a fucking thing. How long do you get? 30 minutes? Let's get awkward about it. Fuck. Might as well do it right.
Sit here and hold my.
Some of the funny shit doing comedy for me so far is bombing because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
nose, scratch your nuts.
I wrote it. This is gonna murder them. And you go up on stage all confident, and you say it, and they all just look at you. Fuck.
Hey, you know,
Well, at least you didn't get muted, motherfucker.
No, that man holds the controls. He's the warden.
He's God, isn't he? And he
he's the
takes
warden.
advantage of that
The
title.
warden in your jail.
You see, I even did this show. I was like, look, I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to see Dev. I'm just going to bring the Geners up. But you know what's crazy? I didn't even bring a topic up because I knew you couldn't stick with it.
I'm done. I've had enough.
I had to do
no damn more.
Saturday. Shit we couldn't get to because you kept asking Dusty about drywall knives. I was like, well, that has nothing to do with nothing we're talking about.
But you know what you do. So you know what you do. You know what you do, J-Wall. Here's what you do. You make drywall knives the topic, and he won't ever touch the topic.
Yeah.
He won't touch it.
That's a fact.
You see, so you make it something he knows, and then he'll just go off track.
Yeah.
You know, he'll never touch it.
I don't
Shout
know
out like JD out there. Either he's in Louisville about to hit the scene or he's on the road. Either way, my guy.
Here,
I do
JD.
apologize to everybody watching this about the link scenario. I'm doing this shit off my phone. We just do it together, man. So my bad.
Question posed to the two of you. Underrated comedian. Not overrated. There's a lot of overrated.
Comedian actors?
Right now. Go ahead.
Either one, yeah. Underrated.
Man, I was getting ready. Hold on. I was getting ready to get you one up there just a minute ago. Billy Bob Thornton, as I get older, just fucking hits a note with me. Didn't care much for him when I was younger, but that motherfucker plays a middle to a late age man, just a scumbag to a T.
He does.
Oh, he's great. I tell you what, though, he's not a comedian, so again, you can't stay on fucking topic to save your goddamn life. But what I will say is,
N-word, motherfucker.
I always think is hilarious, but he's not a comedian actor, but he makes me laugh in every fucking movie he's in, and he's in a movie with Billy Bob Thornton, Dwight Yoakam.
Oh my God.
In Sling Blade, he's fucking hilarious. In the opening scene,
football movie,
he's fucking hilarious. In what's that movie, Crank? He's fucking hilarious, dude.
Dwight Yoakam was in that?
Yoakam, if he wasn't a country music singer, he should have been a comedian. He's a funny motherfucker.
You know who I was thinking of when I posed that question? As far as comedian goes, not comedic actor, but as far as comedian goes, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh
Yeah.
He's underrated.
There's so many that I don't think they got their just due through history. But I'll tell you a guy right now who's doing shit in 20, I believe it was 2021. He did a 30-minute segment on a show on Netflix called The Stand-Ups, which is like a collection of a bunch of different stand-up comedians. They all do 30 minutes. Brian Simpson. If you haven't seen him lay it down, like I said, you can go to Netflix right now, The Stand-Up Season 2, Brian Simpson. That motherfucker, it has probably my favorite set I've seen in the past 2 years. He's funny as fuck.
If you're going Big Dome, Mike Biblia, if you're going that route, you might as well say like Nate Bargatze. You know, he's got a couple specials, but he's not like the old school Comedy Central. That's when you got big with Comedy Central.
So you're talking about mid to late 90s.
You know, like I'm
I
not
think he's underrated as far as people that don't put him in like their top 10 or their
Podcast jail.
underrated as fuck. Well, the man's dead now, but underrated as fuck. That's
Who?
one of the funniest men I have ever seen do stand up. Mitch Hedberg. I absolutely love
Mitch Hedberg. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I absolutely love him. His skit about Subway and ducks cracked me up. Talking about the ducks get free sandwiches. So he goes in there and orders a sandwich, and the guy says, well, it's going to be $7.99. He says, but it's for the ducks. He says, but it's for the ducks. I died when I saw that. It's so dumb, but it's funny. It's funny.
I tell you one dead and one alive that I love to death, and I don't think they get their just due. Bernie Mac, I don't think gets near the
Funny as motherfucking hell. Oh my God.
Funniest motherfuckers who ever laid it down on the stage. And then I think living right now, and I'll throw it to him again, but I love him. He's one of my inspirations for what I do. Ron White, man. Ron White undercover is one of the funniest motherfuckers around. His stand-up specials are fucking electric, man. He's great. His storytelling.
He don't give a fuck.
He got a 14-minute story about hanging out with Dr. Phil. That is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life.
I'll tell you and be honest, I'm only really familiar with his stand-up through that blue collar shit.
Yeah, and that's where he got his big pop. But I'm telling you, dude, Ron White is undercover one of the funniest dudes I've ever. Like I said, I try to fancy myself a storytelling comedian, I guess, if you want to label it. But dude, I watch Ron White to see how he lays some stories out. I mean, like I said, 14 straight minutes of a story about him and his wife hanging out with Dr. Phil on vacation, and it's 14 minutes of him beating the fuck out of the crowd with jokes. Just boom, 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 boom. He's fucking hilarious. I tell you, the funniest thing is, when I first seen him on Blue Collar, I thought that was the man who should have married my granny.
He had a lifetime of fucking artwork here, wouldn't he? Now he was he had that cockiness coming in though. You watch him walk in on that blue collar shit. He was up there with his cigar and his fucking scotch
drink, whatever. He's got his glass of drink and his cigar.
Working with Johnny Red, wasn't it? I
don't know what he was drinking.
I agree, Chris. I agree. Ron White is in my top 5, bro. Like Ron White, dude, he's a motherfucker, man. Like anybody who sleeps on him, you need to really watch his shit. That motherfucker is insanely hilarious. And honestly, I think some people didn't check in for him because a lot of that blue collar shit honestly was corny. Jim, what's that? Ingval, he's corny.
Yeah, Lowell Larry. Yeah.
I mean, even though you got to respect Jeff Foxworthy for albums sold because no comedian ever sold as many albums as Jeff Foxworthy. He's corny to me. Larry the Cable Guy's goofy. Like some of his shit's funny, not a lot of it. Ron White to me was the only legit fucking comedian on that tour that just went in there and threw the hammer.
And I'll tell you why. You know why? You know why though? Because
he was drinking.
He was the only storyteller. He wasn't a joke writer. He was a storyteller.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a difference in joke writers and storytellers. You know,
that's where I thought Bernie Mac had it. Bernie Mac's story, holy fuck.
Sinbad's stand-up is.
I've seen one or two of his. Yeah,
hysterical. It's
Sinbad. Hey, you talking about underrated? Sinbad absolutely is underrated. Absolutely.
His stand-up is absolutely fucking hysterical because he's a storyteller.
Yeah, I feel bad. I just seen on fucking like Facebook the other day he had like some kind of stroke or some shit.
Yeah, he got something going on. Yeah.
No,
but y'all talking about Bernie Mac, the Kings of Comedy. The one I watched on him, that motherfucker was on fire on that. That's the only thing I've ever watched on him, other than his TV show.
Was that the one with
the Bernie Mac show?
He was funny. That's why Steve Harvey had to host it because Steve
that's some silly ass shit. Yeah.
closer, and he could not follow Bernie. He couldn't do it. He could not do it. So he had to
you
host.
watch that motherfucker play Jangle Leg on Life. That son of a bitch was in that character.
Goddamn, I love that movie. That's one of the best. That's one of the best comedy movies ever made.
Damn it, Claude.
Like, well, I love that shit, man. He said, my favorite part probably is when they're laying in the bunks and he's telling everybody about the boom boom room.
Oh, yeah, the boom boom.
And then he's like, what do you say? Go get us some more drinks, boy. And then they look over and it's Martin Lawrence. Oh, that shit was hilarious. That shit was fucking funny. But I like it too. Motherfucker, what was he was talking too loud, and fucking Bernie Mac was like, "Yeah, he's saying too much. He's saying too much." Like everything, every line in the movie was fucking hilarious.
You know, you got to walk up to somebody at Popeyes, get real close to them in front of you, and throw some of that Bernie Mac on them. Yeah, fuck the shit out of them.
Hey,
but one of my favorite jokes all the time is on that Kings of Comedy when he's talking about his nephew on the bus stop. Oh my God, that shit had me fucking crying. He said, "What did he say?" He said, "I got a nephew. You know, he's a little slow or whatever." He said, "My cousin takes me to the bus stop, leaving her. The bus driver opens the door, and he just stands there." He said, "And the bus driver pulled out." He said, "Next day, she takes him up there, leaves him at the bus stop. Bus driver opens the door, and his nephew stands there." He says, so she was like, "Fuck this, I don't know what his problem is. We're going to fix this." So she hid in the bushes. Next day, bus driver opened the door, he's standing there. And he goes to pull off, and she jumped down and said, "Hey, motherfucker, why you keep leaving my kid here? What are you doing?" He's like, bus driver looked at her and said, "He picked." That's one of the best jokes I've ever heard in my fucking life. I cried listening to that shit. Funny thing is, my boy Chris will tell you too. Nowadays, you do that joke, well, depending on which room you in, it's either gonna make you laughs or these motherfuckers will never have you come up again.
Oh, you're gonna get banned from most places.
Come on, Jay. Well, you got to do it, man. You got the kahunas. Get your ass up there and act like an idiot.
I'm trying to be a professional comedian.
No, fuck that. No, be you. Be you.
That is never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's either my shit.
You make people laugh. Your professional job sucks there, brother. You make people laugh. Do what you do.
I can't steal Bernie Mac's joke. As soon as I start telling it, half the crowd's
plagiarism. Oh my God, he said the B word. What's the B word? I don't know, but he threw the B word out there.
Especially you taking an iconic fucking set. There's no fucking way. If I was sitting in the club and heard somebody it, I would stand up and ruin their set. Be like, nah, bitch, get off the stage. You stole that from Bernie. I heard it before. Get the fuck out of here.
And I'm telling this set, and everybody in the crowd's going to be sitting there looking at me going, they don't get it.
Look at my guy right here. Hey, that's one thing I will give Chris. This motherfucker will go in any room, anywhere, and just get his shit off. He don't give a fuck. So he said, I like getting banned. It's my hobby. Hey, I guarantee it.
Yeah, because he was talking
I'm worried about getting banned, but until you can make my name, I'm really trying to still get up in the same rooms I can get in. You know what I mean? But the funny thing is, I know these rooms I can get in. I can get away with shit. And rooms I can't. Like the other night, I'm at Caravan Comedy Club. One of the
what?
Caravan Comedy Club. It's like the Louisville staple. It's been the comedy club in Louisville for years. Now they got Louisville Comedy Club and shit. Like they got rivals now.
Was it a Caravan or a Voyager? Was it a Dodge or a Plymouth?
I like the comedy off Broadway in Lexington. You know what I mean? It was like the only club around. Now we got
nothing about Lexington.
But anyway, so I go up there the other day, and here's how the host brings me up. He was trying to be funny. I get it. He was like, well, you know, sometimes we got special comedians. And this is a real he's called special like I ride the short bus. And I was like, he keeps saying special. I'm like, motherfucker, what is this? Bitch, I ain't retarded. I'm just missing
just missing the arm.
Yeah, but the regular size bus to school, motherfucker. Don't you forget it. So I get up there, and that's exactly what I said. I said, special. I said, man, that's what they call retarded motherfuckers. Now, the funny thing is, I said that.
And then Justin shit was over.
Yeah, he
can't use the R word.
Put that hook on him and pulled him off the stage immediately.
The funny thing is, I said it in there. It got a laugh. I went into my set, no problem. But I know damn good and well there's rooms in Louisville. If I go up there and say, that's what they call retarded people. As soon as I get that titted at the end of retarded, they try and get me off the stage. They don't want nothing else to do with me.
Hey, get Big Dumb. We need to get Big Dumb on the screen here.
He's working tonight. He's working, ain't he? No, hold on, because last week Justin had I spied in on him. Yeah, fucking Justin worked his magic, and Chris was just laying there in the corner, all shriveled up like a roach.
Is that who that is? Tripping? Is that the bearded motherfucker from last week?
No, that was a different. No, it's the other guy at the end.
Oh,
he's been on here. I've been on there once before with him.
I didn't watch till the end. I just watched till you got put in timeout.
Look, now Justin went out. Just me and you, Steve. Fuck it's Justin. Jay Wall. Hey, Flirt Minds Media. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with him. He got that little finger turning into a hand. If I had one of them, I'd rule. Oh, there he's back. Don't talk about it. He forgot to plug his phone in. One of his AirPods went.
All right, quit talking. He's back.
My bad.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong damn button. That's his phone shit. I was trying to figure out a way to. There we go. All right. I'm trying to post the link so whoever watching this shit can jump on if they want.
Ain't nobody watching. It's just us three.
That's the exact reason why I like Theo Vaughn is because he tells stories. Whether they're true or not, I don't know. But he tells stories, and that's why I like him, though.
Theo Vaughn is another. I would say right now with comedians working, Theo Vaughn's another dude that's way underrated. He's funny as fuck.
I think Bill Burr is great, but I think Bill Burr's overrated.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta watch him. He's going to kind of go out because he's that typical 35 to 45-year-old white male.
I like him.
Am I wrong?
I like him though because he says what he's going to say. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like Dave Chappelle. He doesn't care about politically correctness. So I like him for that reason.
To be honest, when it comes to styles, the closest thing in comedy right now, mainstream, to Dave Chappelle is Bill Burr.
I know. That's because he says what he's going to say, and it doesn't matter. He's not worried about the PC of anything. He doesn't care. Like, he just doesn't care. He's a comedian, and that's what he is. Bottom line, he's there to make people laugh, and guess what? He kills it when he goes out and does this shit. Kills it. He did that.
Bill Burr's fucking one of the top names in comedy.
What was his special? Paper Tiger. One of the most recent specials he did. Paper Tiger. Funnier than shit. Every bit was a killer.
Paper Tiger to me is probably one of his best pieces of work. Like it's seamless from top to bottom. He fucking murders.
You watch him with Joe Rogan on their podcast on the Joe Rogan Experience. You watch that, man. He slaughters it on that too. But he's just being himself because he's being interviewed. But he is so funny. Just
that's somebody I've never watched is Joe.
Oh, Joe Rogan. You're missing out. You're missing out if you don't watch Joe Rogan.
I haven't.
Joe Rogan's good because he's like a mix. He's like one of them comedians that'll hit you with some kind of deeper jokes, some thoughtful jokes you got to think about. But he's also a physical comedian. So he acts it out so good on stage. Like, he kind of helps you with the brain work of thinking about what he's saying because he acts it out so good on stage. Like, Joe Rogan's somebody to fuck with. Like, honestly, Joe Rogan is not in my top 10, but he's not a slouch.
Shit. He does all that DMT and shit, so he's hit you with some head jokes for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I can't even say Rogan's in my top 10 of comedians I listen to and fuck with, but he's to be respected because Joe Rogan can lay it down. And Joe Rogan's just bigger than that. He's a fucking safe haven for comedians. I mean, he made the whole Austin scene pop. Now, any comedian that knows shit about comedy knows all roads lead to Austin. You ain't going to New York or LA no more. You got to go to Austin. Joe Rogan is the reason for that.
He just opened that club, and I'll tell you what, I don't listen to Joe Rogan's podcast for his comedy. I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast for the people that he gets on there. That motherfucker is interviewing like seriously, and he is able to stand up with these people intellectually. He's interviewing like Neil deGrasse Tyson. That man is the astrophysicist of our time, and he is interviewing this man, and he is standing up to him intellectually, conversationally. It's so fun to listen to, but then he's also Joe Rogan at the same time. So he's spitting out these one-liners that are coming off the top of his head pertaining to the situation, the conversation they're having. I love it. I love it.
I'll tell you the dopest thing I love about listening to Joe Rogan. Every show is so different. You have a scientist, then you have like a historian, then you have a dude that's like a fucking MMA fighter, and then you have the who's who of stand-up comedy. Like, if you don't like one show, you can't base that off of like, I don't like the Joe Rogan Experience, dude. Every show is so fucking different. Like, it's, what do you want to hear? You want to hear some science shit? You want to hear some government shit? You want to hear some comedy shit? He's got everything.
And he knows what he's talking about when he's talking to these different people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He can stand up to these different people intellectually because he knows what he's talking about. Like,
so where is he at?
Dude, when he bodied Sanjay Gupta, that shit was amazing. My God. Big Dumb Chris. What's up, baby?
Okay.
What's up, bro?
Oh, him at the end.
How you doing, man?
I'm getting high, bro.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it, my friend. I'm in Nashville drinking Kentucky bourbon.
What are you doing in Nashville, bro? You gonna do some shows while you down there?
Man, well, the funny thing is that's the trek tomorrow to find the open mics and shit. But my sister moved down here because she's the master distiller for a company down here. So I moved out. Like, this is me and my wife's anniversary weekend. We came down there to hang with my sister, see her place
you've had
and
that
shit.
anniversary weekend for 5 weekends in a row now. When were y'all fucking married?
I can't think of the name of it.
No, because we had our first date anniversary in October and our wedding anniversary in January.
There you go. There you go.
Hey,
See, my wife likes to stretch the amount of times I got to buy her shit.
Hey, hit up.
Don't they all?
Do what?
J Wall, hit up Zanies tomorrow.
Right.
Oh God. The funny thing is, Big Dumb Chris, I wanted to tell you too, no shit. Me and Dusty are about to start coming down here about every other week and hitting the opens, man. If you want to come with us, we're doing it.
True shit. I might do it. I'm thinking about backing off open mics a little bit and
talking about the bars.
I just don't want to write any more jokes because I'm not going to use them. No, I'm just saying I've got all these stories already built up and I need to like sharpen them up. I've got like 40 minutes worth of stories that I need to just like sharpen.
Tight.
And I do need to hit the open mics for that, but it's going to be less. I'm going to be hitting them less. I'm going to be writing more.
Well,
but either way, dude, if you ever want to work your shit in Nashville, bro, like I said, we're about to start fucking moving. We're about to start moving south. Funny thing is, everybody's like, you should go to Cincinnati. I'm like, I get it. It's close to Louisville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, St. Louis. I'm gonna hit these markets, but to me, all roads lead to Austin. So I'm trying to work the southern region. I'm trying to work my way down south to Texas.
I'm a southern comedian, bro. I'm gonna die in places like fucking. I'm blue myself, but I'm gonna die in blue spots. That's just the way it is. I just don't talk about shit they want to talk about.
Question: comedy clubs, right? Question: Caroline's, New York City, Times Square.
Yeah,
legendary.
Closes doors. Closes doors. It's becoming
travesty.
It's becoming a ping pong bar.
Listen to what he's saying though. There's a reason.
Is what is, you know why? Because they're moving out. They're not closing their doors, they're moving out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I heard they jacked the rent up too much, so they had to go somewhere else.
Caroline's that is one of the
staple
foremost
it's a staple
clubs in the nation.
I would say the Cellar is bigger in New York, but that's probably it. Probably Caroline's after that.
The Caroline's on Cellars is the only other spot. That's Louis C.K.'s spot, the Cellar.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's Caroline's is closed and it is gone, and it is going to be a ping pong bar. You can go in for $60 an hour and rent a ping pong table.
Can you play Forrest Gump?
No.
If you're good at comedy and you haven't made it, and you're not in Austin, you're fucking up.
Yeah,
you're fucking up everything. If you're good at it, I'm not that good at it yet.
You still want to hit New York and LA because you want to expand your brand.
I don't know if I want to go to fucking New York and fucking bomb or not, bro.
You still want to.
Well, what I'm saying is, I mean, once you get to where you're moving and shaking, you want to hit those big markets. But when it comes to going to the Mecca and making your name and like laying your shit down, Austin's where you got to go.
Austin, 100%.
You got that kind of shit, J Wall. You got that kind of shit to lay down.
I mean, some nights it is a fucking shit show. I'm not gonna act like I'm just out here fucking murdering, but every now and then I'll get on stage and I'll do my thing. But some nights I get on stage, I'm like, God damn, fucking a bowl of ramen and fucking a Netflix binge would have been way better part of my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could have got on stage and pulled your dick out and got a better response.
Yeah, exactly. And you did. And Chris will tell y'all, you know the wildest thing I've learned about comedy? I'll go in a room, I'll do a set, and it'll go good. I'll go in another room the next night, do the same set, and it's crickets. It's fucking wild, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's not it's not the jokes or the person jokes. The people here that make the set.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say to get stuck in that type of thinking though, because sometimes it is you. Because I've noticed,
you need like a midget to come drag your ass off.
Yeah. I've seen some comedians get stuck in blaming the audience, and it ain't always the audience. Sometimes you do the same material, but you don't come with as much energy. You weren't as good of a mood, and it just don't come off the same energy.
So what fixes that, Dr. Chris?
That's a you thing. I don't know.
But like
you thing, is that like a YouTube?
Yeah.
A you thing?
Yeah.
J Wall's doing a room one night and he kills it. And the next room, he comes out with the exact same energy, the exact same presentation.
Then it's the audience.
Crickets, what? Everybody in there only hates people with one arm?
Maybe.
Yeah.
People. That's on the people. That's not the that's the people.
Yeah, it sometimes is your audience. It's sometimes your jokes
your
for
crowd
that audience.
is absolute fucking dog shit. But like Big Dumb Chris said though,
because they
I'm trying to do the same joke and I've missed a note. Like funny thing is like comedy's really more like jazz. You got to hit them beats, and if you don't hit your beats right, like the same exact joke, but if you don't formulate it correctly and drop the words you need to drop at the exact time to drop it, it can still even though it'll make a good joke a turd in a heartbeat. Like I've had that happen plenty.
Yeah, sometimes even just speeding up something, like if you don't pause long enough and run into the next line, it won't get a laugh. When if you pause for an extra second, they'll fucking die. I don't know, man. There's little things to it.
Well, I think
the thing is, like, the funny thing is, like, to me, stand-up comedy is the closest thing I've ever dealt with that's actual, like, Jedi mind tricks. You know what I mean? Like, you really gotta really like paint a whole fucking picture for them, and they gotta dig it.
Yeah, that's why I like doing stories, because like with stories, man, like I have to like not add stuff because it starts getting confusing because I add so many details to each story because it's funnier with the details, but you can go overboard sometimes too.
Oh, and I tell you, my biggest thing starting out, my biggest problem with stories was a story I would tell a regular dude at like the lunch table or some shit. It'll be funny, but you know, they're kind of just, you know, they're kind of waiting for me to get them out of the weeds. On stage, all them extra sentences and paragraphs and words that it takes you to get to the story is worthless. Like, you have to get to the funny. You got to get to the motherfucking funny. I've had sets that it's a funny ass story, But there's so many words it takes to get from this punch to that punch. It's hard to get through.
Yeah. You just gotta make that earlier part funny. You just gotta add stuff that makes it funny. That's what I gotta do with my stories, because like almost everybody can tell a funny story. All my homies have got at least one funny story, but that story's got one punchline at the very end. And it's a 4 or 5 minute story. So it's like no laughs for 4.5 minutes, and then you got a good punchline. But you can't do that on stage. It better be funny. You better be getting a laugh every 30 seconds at least.
Yeah, and if you do it on stage, if you drag them through 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of a story to get to a punch, that punch has got to hit like fucking Thanos. It's got to fucking have everything you've ever had in it, because they're waiting on it. And if you hit it and it's not like if it's not a roaring laugh, you wasted their fucking time all the way to get there.
But there's not, if you look at any of the big comedians like we're talking about earlier, none of them tell stories like that. None of them's got a 4.5 minute lead up to a funny thing.
Hold on.
It's funny every 2 sentences.
Earlier,
that's like Ron White, dude. Like Ron White will tell a 14-minute story, but he hits his beats every about 20 seconds. Just
every 2 or 3 sentences, sounds funny.
Yeah, he just beating your fucking head in the whole story with funny ass shit.
That's what I'm working on trying to do. I want my stories to do that every time. I'm getting there.
Now, are these like real life stories?
Mine are real life, yeah. Everything I write is real life. Some of it's got some dramatization in it, or I pick specific words to say more than.
So you
anything.
go dark every now and then. Is what you're saying?
No, I'm not dark. I'm not real dark at all.
No.
Jaywalk, is he lying?
No, I talk about sex.
I wouldn't call him a dark comedian at all.
I talk about sex and stuff a lot, like funny sex situations.
That ain't dark. That's fucking.
I'm not dark.
Yeah, it ain't dark.
I'm not dark comedian.
Dark. Unless you got the ball gags and the fucking tie-up suit and all.
No.
What about that?
Well, I do got a joke about that, but it's still not dark.
The big old vinyl suit they put you in and fucking vacuum suck you fucking dry, except for 2 tubes running through your nose. Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah, I talk about being raised in the country. My parents, I had a uncle I had Southeast Kentucky. I had a cousin that was a little, they said he was tongue-tied, but he was more than that. He was a little wrong. So I talk about him, tell some stories about him. I talk about going to a chicken fight once. Stuff like that. It's all true stories, yeah.
Hey, listen, I got a buddy.
That's me too. I take real life shit, and that's my base. And then I just like muddy the waters and make it as peculiar and fucked up as possible. But everything has a baseline of this really happened, and then I just make it more astronomical than it really probably was. You know what I mean?
Just make it all illegal. Because 9 times out of 10, it is illegal what they're doing.
Fights chickens.
Really? Yeah, I've been to several chicken fights. I just tell a story about one of them though. One of them was special.
I got a buddy out Crab Orchard that raises cocks to fight.
Oh, Crab Orchard.
Right. Yeah, that's why I'm not probably gonna go to as many open mics anymore. Is just because like when I go to these open mics, I'm just writing little like I've been practicing my big material, but I'm just writing little like one-liners most weeks just to make it funny. And I don't even need those. I'm just throwing them away, bro. So what I really need to do is be doing my stories at different places and sharpen them up.
What do you have? Like 7 minutes open mic?
Shit, maybe? five if you're lucky.
Yeah. Usually it's 5 to 8, and that depends on how many comedians sign up.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get J-Wall. We need to get J-Wall up here to Lexington. You can come drink and stay with us. You know that.
Oh, for sure.
You know that.
Yeah, we ain't got that many though. When he wants to come up, and do comedy off Broadway, which is just 3 minutes. It sucks. But then they're having an after mic at the Fish Tank, and you can get like being from Louisville. I get
the Fish Tank.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you.
I want to hit that Sunday at Chevy Chase one time.
Yeah, it's a good one, but it's just literally the only. Well, technically, you could do Twisted Cork the same night.
Are you big at the Fish Tank?
I mean, I'm not big, but I know everybody that runs it. I know
did Johnny McGirt not used to own that?
I don't know. The first time I ever went to the fish tank was about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, no, this
No
shit's
clue.
been around a while.
Nobody knows that bar from the 70s.
I used to go to the fish tank 18 years old on a fake ID. That's one of my favorite bars in Lexington.
Yeah, it's a cool little bar.
They opened back
It's
cool
up.
bar.
one, yeah,
But they're
it's right
having
there
one-
on the corner. Yeah,
I was excited.
They're having one every month after Comedy Off Broadway's open mic, and that makes
no,
it
the
a
hookah
nice
bar
night to
right
come down.
next to it burnt down.
Yeah, it's gone.
That. Flaming
Yeah.
tobacco and fucking dumbasses.
They don't throw people hot coals in the fire when the motherfuckers down.
You put that out? Oh
There's
yeah,
a
I
couple
did.
bars in Lexington.
It just if you're gonna come to Lexington from Louisville, that's the best night to come down. But Chevy Chase is good too, Jay Wall. Like they're
I just want to go to Chase because I always see my people there. I see you in there, John Bass. I'm like, fuck it, I just want to go in there for the homies.
they're rowdy,
Where
bro.
did we go to eat
they're
the other
fun.
day, Steve? We went to eat down there in Chevy Chase. Where'd you take me?
Bourbon and Toulouse.
Yeah, they're in Chevy Chase, right there across the street.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's. Charlie Brown's is right across the street.
Charlie Brown's. I know.
the
My old
fish
man
tank's
used to
about
hang
4
out at
blocks-
Charlie
fish
Brown's
tank's about 4
in the
blocks down,
fucking
yeah.
60s.
Charlie Brown's right across the street from McAllister's. It's right there on the corner of Chevy Chase and Euclid.
No,
That's
but
what
where
you
he's
do.
doing the comedy shit at.
That's what you do,
That's,
Jay Wall.
Fish tank's about 4 blocks up, 3 or 4 blocks up.
You get signed up for Comedy Off
It's on the corner,
Broadway.
you know,
You come down the
you know,
Sunday, do the Sunday shows and the Monday shows. You get 4 shows in Lexington in 2 nights.
It's Woodland.
Hell.
Yeah.
So when does Comedy Broadway do their open? Monday?
Fuck, I don't know, bro. I have to look at their site. I think it's a.
Boys,
I may be wrong. I was thinking Monday, but it might be a fucking Wednesday, bro. I don't know.
Oh,
But
I
what
heard
do
a
you think
frog.
about you got what Chevy Chase and what you say something else?
Twisted Corks on Sunday too. It's mostly a music open mic, but they like comedy, so they're usually pretty
That's up on
receptive. there.
Clay's Mill.
Yeah, they're old as fuck up there too, bro.
Mixed
Where's
mics
that?
after music. I love to go up after music because I usually spend my first 2 or 3 minutes roasting whoever did music.
What's Twisted Corpse?
It's a bar drive
Right
through.
up here behind Burger King on
Yeah.
Clay's Mill.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit, that's
I know
what I
where
was
you're talking about.
around.
Yeah, that's over in the hood. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, but it's bad. I mean, hell, you got LCA right there.
That's
it's
not
crazy.
a good neighborhood though, between Clays Mill and LCA.
Yeah,
That-
those little apartments there right across the street.
I know where
those
you're
little
talking
apartments are pretty rough. Yeah,
about. I know
Yeah.
where you mean.
We used to sell people oregano and lotion and tell them it was weed.
I was the one that bought it and smoked it. That was
That's fucked
fine
up.
ass oregano.
I tell you, that's the best way to make slick weed ever. Take a bunch of oregano, a couple roots, bust them down, put it with some unscented lotion, mix it all up, put it underneath an old school tube TV for a couple hours. It presses it down real nice, makes it look like some good old Mexican brick. And dude, I was making money left and right over it. Half of Lexington bought some bunk weed off me at one time, and that's why I moved to Louisville because half of Lexington ass.
That's
I wish
fucked
I'd
up.
known you before you moved to Louisville.
Yeah, don't admit it, Jay Walt. Deny.
Deny. That was weed, motherfucker.
No, I got them on. I don't give a fuck.
That was
Now
Colonel
the-
Ben Filson. Deny.
The best way to make money is with nostril powder and fucking Orgeil. That's the best way, Jay Wall. But yours is the second best.
Yeah, you're just cooking some fake dumb shit though.
Yeah.
Get some breadcrumbs too. You're making some dumb shit at that point though.
I tell you the wildest shit I've seen. I've seen 2 cats I knew. I ran up on them and they were fighting white candlesticks. I was like, "What are you doing?" They would pick the fucking candlestick out of their teeth, put it in a bag, a corner bag, and they were selling it as crack rocks.
All right, listen. There's a song. There's a song. Listen. There's a song
I think neighborhood one.
I want to say it's called like Dumb or Dummy Rock. It's Crazy Bone. Talks about taking soap shavings and breadcrumbs and cooking up some dummy rocks. Up in Cleveland. but he's putting that Orajel on it so you get that numbness.
I get that numbness.
You get that numbness from the Orajel.
Yeah.
He's
The
cooking
Orajel has a
He's
numbness.
cooking up these dummy rocks, and he's slinging these dummy rocks. He makes a song. He's got a song about it. Crazy Bone does.
We was down in Louisville for Thunder Over Louisville, about 4 of us, and we was broke as shit. And that's what we did. We sold a nostril powder with Orajel on it, bro, and sold like fucking shit, bro, like 3/4 of it, I think. We had all kinds of money when we came back.
You know,
I'm telling you, I seen you picking that candle shit out of their teeth, and it looked just like a little rock. And they put like 6 of them in a bag, and they run up on a dude, tell him take his money, and they try to leave the neighborhood. But one day I seen them. They got stopped at a fucking stop sign at Oxford Circle, and the crackhead was booking it up to catch him. And as soon as he got to the car, they got the fucking sign and they ran off and turned on Purcell's Road and took off. But I was standing over crying because I knew exactly what the fuck happened. I was laughing my ass off.
Stopped at Oxford Circle though. Motherfuckers just drive, don't stop every single day.
Man, that's the first place I've seen titties out in the modern world.
Funny is, we ran all of Cardinal Valley. The only place we would never post up at was Oxford Circle, because that's where the Latin Kings were at, and they did not fuck around. I had a knife pulled out on me in Oxford Circle so many times. I was like, hey, just passing through.
Friendly, bro. Friendly. I just need some papers.
I'm trying to get to the park, bro. I'm just trying to go to the park, bro.
All right, so you got to think about, I was running around there in 1980, and it wasn't that bad. So how many years did it take to go from, hey, it was a cool place to run around, get fucked up and party and stuff like that, to I'm getting knives pulled on me?
Probably late 90s, 2005, somewhere in there.
So 15 years? Yeah.
It was probably 2002.
Yeah.
2003. So from the 80s to then, yeah, it changed.
Yeah, it changed drastically.
When was the pre?
No, I used to ride my bicycle down there and go to Red Lion Lounge because they always had a fucking poster board and it had every dancer sitting there topless and what her name was and what was going on. Shit, you see 4 or 5 boys out there riding their bicycle, you know, do another round. Look at that. Yeah. Titties on a poster.
Well, my dad grew up in Valley. When my dad grew up in Valley, it was all poor white and poor black folks. And then eventually it just turned into what it is
now. Beanerville. I'm sorry.
Neighborhood. But back when he was growing up there, it wasn't an Hispanic neighborhood back then. But God damn it, if you go to Cardinal Valley now and you say anybody owns and runs a neighborhood other than Hispanic people, you have lost your goddamn mind.
Hey, when were the Preakness apartments nice?
Never in life.
That was the last time Cardinal Valley was not okay.
That down where Randy Macho Man Savage used to live?
I tell you though, I was after a chick that was on my bus that lived in Preakness hardcore, man. I thought she hung the moon.
What I'm talking about, that old brick front fucking 2-level Preakness apartments right there.
Yep.
Oh, dude. I did everything from selling flick to buying crack at Preakness, bro. Like, Preakness was shit.
Pretty much, though, everywhere. I mean, there's only a few places in Lexington where you're not safe at all times, as long as you're cool, you know what I mean? But there are a few places that if you're a stranger and you just fucking out there walking around at 3 o'clock in the night, you might get knocked in the head. We got a few. We got 6 or 7 little spots.
Yeah. But I mean, the way my trajectory went, I went to a point where I could go in any neighborhood in Lexington because I knew somebody in the goddamn neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's knowing somebody.
I could never go.
You treading lightly. Lightly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You still ain't going out drunk, stumbling around at 3 o'clock in the morning in some of these places, even knowing somebody.
I'd be shit faced stumbling down 7th Street looking for fucking a hit.
Shit.
What's Steve over there doing? What's he doing? I can barely hear him.
Well, I went from the point I could show up in Winburn, I could show up at Osage Court and Woodhill, I could show up in Cardinal Valley, I could show up in fucking Smoketown, never have a problem. Then we started robbing people, and it was like there's a quarter of the town that I don't never want to be caught alone in.
No, but if you know somebody in the certain spots in town, everybody there knows that you know somebody.
Yeah.
They don't leave you alone.
Yeah, but what if you know a dickhead of the neighborhood? You
I would get dropped off in Holler Creek and walk through Wimburn to go to my buddy's house, and everybody would look at me funny, but nobody say something because they're like, he looks like he knows where he's going.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Most of it's how you act too, because like I've walked through some bad neighborhoods before, and like if there's a group of guys, I go right through the middle of them. You know what I mean? I ain't walking across the street. I'm on this sidewalk. If you act like you belong there, you get a whole lot more leeway too.
You gotta act like you put up there on purpose, not on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, my luxury was, inmate will tell you, when I grew up, I was an athlete, and I played ball in the Metro League, which is like the quote-unquote hood league in Lexington. So as we grew up and people quit playing sports and started doing whatever they were doing, pretty much everybody that ran any neighborhood in Lexington, I played ball with. So
yeah, I played a lot of ball too, so that helped.
Man, I remember you. That was my passage.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what though? Like when I grew up there, I don't know how old you are, Jay Wall, but when I grew up in Lexington, like there wasn't as many shootings either back then, man. I mean, there was stabbings every now and again, but it was usually a fight. 80% of the time it was a fight.
When I was running the streets in Lexington, that's why I robbed people like I did. Because back then, most of the time, the worst scenario you were going to get in was a fight.
Yeah, you might get hit in the back with a bat or something. You know what I mean? Most of the time.
Something, but most of the time, motherfucker let you live to see another day. Now?
Yeah, they just popping now.
That's a whole other scenario. But that's everywhere. Lexington, Louisville, everywhere. Like, but when we were doing shit, we were robbing drug dealers. And we would come out and we would have to get down. But we would just have to fight. Like, nobody was shooting a motherfucker. I mean, I stole thousands of dollars worth of drugs off people and just had to beat them up at a park and to get away with it. Now, motherfucker, that just gets you a hot one in the noodle.
Yeah, quick.
It's a whole other game. The funny thing is, most of the time, you know, when we were growing up, all the older dudes looked at us like, look at these young motherfuckers. They don't know shit. They ain't shit. Now, I look at the young motherfuckers like, they'll kill you.
They will. They will. Yeah. Now I'm in Woodhill one day at Thornton's, and this little 5'5" motherfucker, pumped up little son of a bitch, just walked right by me and give me the look like a Jamie Foxx look or something. I was like, motherfucker, what the fuck did I do? He's either gonna fuck me or kill me, so I'm fucked up either way it goes.
Yeah, man.
I think my favorite story with you there, inmate, is when you told us the story about how you ran up at the fucking full parking lot at the drive-thru and started a race riot.
Yeah, I got a fat lip that night. Not cool. Not cool. Yeah.
You got your racist ass beat up, didn't you?
I didn't get my ass beat up. I got a fat lip. That was it. Yeah.
Bro, Jay, while I was like 25 or 26, and me and my cousin was downtown, man. We used to ride around, and everybody had a nice car to ride around downtown, show off their cars, and there was chicks around and all that shit.
You were riding the loop downtown. I remember those.
Yeah.
The loop.
Yeah, well, I left with these two chicks because one of them had her dad's Mercedes out, and I was riding around with them, and we'd done a couple of loops, and my cousin calls me. He's like, "Man, we're gonna fight with these Mexicans out here. This, that, and the other. We need your help." And I said, "Okay, bet." Get taken back, get in with them. There's nobody even there when I get there. They're just riled up, and they, you know, it's got a fight and this and that and other. And we leave downtown. I leave with them for some reason. And as we're going around that circle out there back toward Main Street, there's like a little curve in, and those dudes that they'd fought with are like cut us off and jumped in front of us. So we followed them for 45 minutes or an hour, throwing hot dogs or hamburgers or bottles of water or whatever we could out the car, trying to hit their car with it, all the way down to Alexandria Drive.
Oh, and, shit.
Yeah, we got behind them in that dark spot of Alexandria Drive coming out downtown there. And there's another car come up behind us and sped up behind us and cut their lights out. And I told them, I said, hey, y'all need to get y'all's heads down to my car. I was like, y'all need to put y'all's fucking heads down. They're like, what? And I said, y'all need to get y'all's heads in the fucking floor. We're getting ready to get shot at. And when they get right beside us, I told the driver, I said, slam on your brakes as soon as they get beside us. As soon as they pull up beside us, slam your brakes. And that's, about as far as I got. And they got up beside us. And I pulled the speaker because they had the speaker down in the back across me and old buddy in the back. And they lit our car up, bro. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, lit our car up, dude, on Alexandria Drive there. Hit the driver through the arm twice. He didn't slow down. He didn't stop like I told him to. And we had to turn around, come out there, man. We ran a red light trying to take him to the hospital, and the police pulled us over. And then they made us walk to the friggin' hospital after we just got shot at.
Damn.
Uphill both ways in 10 foot of snow.
Yeah. We're throwing hot dogs and shit at them, bro. We wasn't even.
That's food, Chris. That's a dumb
whatever was
move.
in the car. Whatever's in that dude's car.
That reminds me one time, nothing like that, but I remember one of my buddies in high school, he was slanging weed. Some dudes at school tried to get him on, they tried to rob him. And he told us, like, hey, these motherfuckers try to rob me, now they want to fight. He's like, you got my back? I was like, yeah, I'll ride with you, man, whatever. We show up at this fucking Fazoli's in Palomar Center. I was like, this is where you're fighting? He was like, yeah. I was like, dude, the cops are going to come, dude. You can't just fight here in this goddamn shopping center. What are you talking about? I was like, all right, man, whatever. So they get out, they fight a little bit. Nobody really wins. A lady comes out, and she's like, you got to get the fuck out of here, da-da-da-da-da-da. So we all jump in our cars and leave. The dude's chasing us, throwing tomatoes at my buddy's car. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, are you going to pull the fuck over? He was like, nah, man. I was like, you just fought him once. He didn't whoop you. You sure as fuck didn't whoop him, but he didn't, like, what do we, like, pull over and end this? He's like, nah, man, I don't want to fight him no more. I was like, so we're just going to ride around the road getting tomatoes thrown at us? What the fuck? Like, let me the fuck out, dude. Just let me out, because I can't be a part of this bullshit. I got a reputation to uphold.
Like medieval time shit, like boo this person, throw tomatoes and lettuce at them.
I'm still mad about that story I told, man, because I could have been getting my dick sucked, bro. Instead, I come back try to help them out, and then they'll get shot at or throwing fucking hamburgers at somebody or some shit. What the fuck?
I tell you, the only time I got shot at, it was two dudes that we used to hang out with in Valley, and both of them were bitches, and they were always talking shit about each other when they weren't around. So finally, we were like, man, we've had enough. You motherfuckers are going to fight. So we got this one dude with us and the other dude on the phone. We're like, man, meet us at Valley Park. Y'all got to just knuckle up. Whoever wins, wins. We're tired of your bullshit. Well, the dude with us was ready to fight. The dude we called had been doing powder for 4 days, and he borrowed his cousin's gun and showed up at the park. He tells two of my buddies, hey, come up here, man. So they come up there. I'm standing next to the dude he's supposed to fight. Next thing you know, you hear, wow, 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 wow. He's shooting a gun in our direction. Now, he's not trying to shoot me. He's trying to shoot old buddy. But, motherfucker, I'm standing right next to him, and you've been doing powder for 3 days. You ain't got no aim. So I get in my car, and I just take off. I'm getting the fuck out of every scenario. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here. My buddies called me and said, hey, man, he needs a ride home. I said, a ride home? You think I'm going to put that dumb in my car and take him home after he shot at me? They're like, he wasn't shooting at you. I said, motherfucker, it's hard to tell because I'm standing next to this one, and all I could hear next to my head was zing, 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 zing. They fucking him. I don't give a
Hey, but nobody lost the eye.
Dude, the funny thing was, after that, every time I was at a function, he'd show up. I got a joint or a blunt or something rolled up. I'm passing it. Somebody passed it to him. I walk over and grab it out of that motherfucker's fingers and pass it to the next man. Like, nah, you ain't smoking my weed, you almost shot me, motherfucker. I was like, are you crazy? I was like, fuck you, dog. You ain't smoking my weed, man. I don't give a fuck. You're crazy as fuck. You almost shot me over trying to beat up. Like, the funny thing was, the winner of that fight was just the dude who wasn't as much of a bitch in the scenario. Like, you're still bitches, but we're going to see who's the top bitch. Like, because both of y'all were whack, and I almost got shot over the two weakest motherfuckers we know. I was like,
That's the way it be. That's the way it be, bro.
I got into heaven or hell on that. I've been stuck in purgatory. Like, why'd you get killed? Like, these two goofy motherfuckers. They be like, well, yeah, you didn't really earn shit for your death.
Man, we got put on this Facebook page
Oh fuck.
Because the way, so we pull up to Lowe's the other day where we're at, and there was a van that was parked with a trailer behind it in the trailer parking spots, but it was parked across the spots. They're diagonal. This van was parked across them, blocking a bunch of the spots. So we pull up the same direction as they are. We got the trailer. Later that night, I ended up on this Facebook page because the way that I was parked, right? Well, I parked how I parked because somebody else was parked. Well, this motherfucker that was bitching and moaning about this shit, he's talking. People are talking, saying, "Listen, brother, like you don't know the situation. You don't know why they parked that way. Blah blah blah." And he's like, "Oh, you show up at the parking lot. We can match sticks, all this kind of shit. Blah 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 blah." Well, you look at his Facebook page, and this motherfucker's like, all of his videos are him with guns, shooting guns, blah 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 blah. And I'm talking inmate the other day, and it's like, this is that motherfucker that's going to show up to a fight over a parking spot with a gun.
Yeah.
You talk about a bitch.
Yeah. You got to be careful of people like that, though, man. That's the ones that will shoot you, bro. The most scared people are the ones that will pull the trigger.
Though, man, because he's like, you know, we moved here, and I promised my old lady I would change my ways, motherfucker.
He said I waited 20 minutes for them to come out, and they never did.
Yeah, he said
I
waited.
wanted to comment and say, "Bitch, I wish you would have fucking waited.
I wish this motherfucker would have. He would have come out.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. Since I broke my back and shit and shattered my hip and all that shit, I don't fight no more either, bro. Like I tell people straight up, somebody starts beefing with me, I was like, I mean, you can come at me, but I got a 45. I mean, you know, you better bring yours. Because I can't fight nobody.
Like I said, I ran Carnivale many years. I was honestly.
I'm fucking leaving the
Listen,
scene.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
The valley. And this dude ended up on me one time, like me and him was, I guess, dealing with the same chick. And
that's
he
dumb shit.
Like I tried to get him to fight me a couple times, he would never meet up. But then finally he called me out drunk, you know, full of that liquid energy. And he was ready to fight. And I was like, where the fuck you at? He said, I'm in Valley, bitch. You can't do shit to me in Carnivale. I started crying. I said, motherfucker, I'll have you drug at your apartment. I was like, are you crazy? You want me to go to my neighborhood and fight you? I was like, all right, that's easy enough for me, motherfucker.
I also, though, what's saying that I also ain't messing with nobody either. I don't beef with nobody. You know what I mean? I'm not starting shit. I'm not even fighting over somebody calling me a name anymore. I'm not about all that.
Yeah, no, he is now half the dumb shit I used to do, but back when I was young, I'd fight you over a honey bun. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I would too when I was young.
I mean, let's how about we all...
he was throwing hot dogs out the window,
bro. In jail, that's currency. You know what I mean? That's $1. Yeah, that's money. You know, so I get it. I'll fight you over a honey bun too. You know, like I ain't mad about that. But like, my thing is,
like, have some little Debbie's before I go to bed.
If you're gonna talk big,
it big, yeah. It's a completely different thing.
And somebody steps up to meet you, though.
Yeah.
You put your fucking way. You were the one.
Yeah, the people are weak now, though,
I'm
man.
kind of like Chris too. I'll blow that shit off. I'll somebody having a hard day and fucking expressing fucking anger and just.
I mean, I might talk shit. I might talk shit. I'll talk shit when I see somebody parked fucked up. I'll be like, this motherfucker can't park for shit. But I ain't gonna start a fight over it.
Say you want to.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm headed out tonight. I'm out tonight. Enjoyed the show. Y'all be careful.
Wife, huh? You got to get the dog out.
Yeah, the dogs definitely. Both dogs got to come out. Yeah, just all kinds of shit's happening right now. It's a busy house over here. Y'all don't need no details. So
that's crazy. You know what? I ran this podcast so long. Now I'm not going out in Nashville. My sister and wife done brought pizza to the townhouse.
Damn, bro. I don't know what you're doing.
Because you did this chilly ass down in Florida too. All right.
Good night.
I'm out of here.
Night.
Be good.
Night. Y'all have a good one.
I'm about to head the same way myself.
Well, motherfucker.
I'm not going to sleep though.
Now,
The
see,
best
J
thing
Wall,
had Matt
J
Wilson. I think he might chime in.
knows me though. I'm not a small dude.
Oh, you look like you're pretty.
I'm
You
not
look
a
like
small,
you got some muscles on you, brother.
Yeah.
small dude.
Yeah, I
But,
think
like,
it's true.
you know,
If you
I
just square
this
off toe to toe with Steve,
motherfucker-
that's a long goddamn night.
That'd be a short night for me, but
parking lot. I want him to.
yeah, the
You know?
people ain't fighting no more, man. I don't know.
And that's
Like,
the
there's a lot of
problem.
weak hearted, but that's the one that's got the biggest mouth.
Everybody's
It's the
here
weakest
taking
ones
ass
too.
whooping nowadays. Put your fist up. If you get your ass whooped, you get your ass whooped. No big deal. It's not a big deal if you get your
I
ass whooped.
think in my whole life,
You just fight.
yeah, in my whole life, I think I've met two guys who like talk shit. Like, I mean, they were wild with their mouths the way they talk to people. They were actually badass dudes at fighting. Everybody else I've ever seen, like 98% of them, or that run their mouth a lot, were weak as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't bark and don't bite. I knew about two dudes though. It's crazy.
If they ran, though, but then they actually stepped
Is
up
running
and
for that fight.
You know, if they stepped up the fight, whether they took their ass whooping or not, like if they stepped up, that's what matters. They actually stepped up. They didn't pull a weapon. They took their ass whooping. That's respect to them because whether they're weak or not, it's like they ran their mouth and they lost. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But you don't need to pull a fucking gun on somebody over some dumb
Nah.
shit. Somebody throwing a tomato at your car.
That's everybody's pulling guns now, though, man. That's I don't know, man. I think the days of fighting outside of a cage are about over. Especially stuff keeps going the way it is, because there's just so many people getting shot around here.
Absolutely.
There's so many people getting shot around here.
I like fighting. I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want to have a problem with anybody. I don't want to start beef with anybody. I want to be with everybody. But
these young ones, I don't think they pretend they're going to fight. I don't think there's a pretending they're just going to fight at this point with some of these young guys, man. They just pull up and pop immediately.
They don't even offer the fight.
Yeah,
So I'm
a discussion. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you, bitch. That's all it is now.
That's all it
is. Lexington is a few years behind Louisville because when I moved to Louisville, I met heroin addicts. When I moved to Lexington, nobody in Lexington even fucked with heroin.
No, but now it's blew up here. It's blew up here like the last.
I heard about people getting petty beef and getting killed over it, and I was like, "Damn!" In Lexington, we just beat a motherfucker up for shit like that.
Yeah.
Now,
thing.
Lexington.
Yeah, same shit, bro.
Hey, when'd you move to Ville?
08.
Oh yeah, you've been out there.
Yeah, you just missed it. You just missed the heroin coming in a couple of years, 3 years maybe.
Moved there in 08. Probably 09, 2010, I started coming back to Lexington. Then I hearing about heroin junkies, people ODing and shit. I'm like, damn, like, y'all doing that now? Like, when I moved to Louisville, I met motherfuckers that was 10-year heroin junkies. When I went to Lexington, motherfucker did heroin once and died. I was like, y'all got to figure this shit out.
Look at what was his name? Frank White. That
talking about the
movie with Denzel Washington.
Yeah. That's why I was getting ready to ask if you talking about the original Frank White.
Back
Yeah.
Like the 70s, bro. Like that's just been around for a minute.
It has, but it's not been. Kentucky's always been a little bit behind the times.
No, I know it's certain spots because he was what, Chicago?
Yeah, I think it was Chicago. Frank White. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Chicago.
Frank White was Harlem.
It was Harlem. He's right. He is right.
And shit though, like back in the 70s, you know, like that shit's been for a minute.
Yeah. We've always. I don't know. We're kind of behind the times here. We wasn't on pills though, boy. They got the pills first. Fucking Kentucky had the OxyContin as soon as they came out.
No,
had epidemics for years, and then everybody got all fucked up on pills, making the money getting all twisted, and the pills dried up, and then the heroin showed up, and then that's why you get all them early ODs because motherfuckers was doing heroin like they was doing fucking Percocets, and you can't do the same.
It's all happened before, dude. It happened with Quaaludes too. The same fucking cycle.
Yeah, why do you think
know what I mean?
Or, you know?
Yeah. The Quaaludes did the same cycle. It's just a game on repeat, J Wall. You figure that out, man. That's how we get rich.
My man.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you right now, the money's in the Suboxone.
Suboxone.
You
Fuck
just
that.
shit clean them off of it. You make plenty of money.
It's a
Yeah, they like the
methadone world right now.
They like the Suboxone. I
It's
like
a
natural drugs. I like earthy
it's
drugs.
heroin light. You know.
I like earthy drugs.
Dude, like ever since I went through rounds of rehab and halfway houses and shit, I realized for myself, liquor, weed, and shrooms.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
I would probably do as a special prize. I'd probably do some black tar too. The natural shit. It's not good for you either, but just the opium, the pure opium.
Opium.
Smoking it, yeah, I like it. I've tried it a couple of times. It's pretty nice.
Has any of you done tape? I want to try it, but I never found it.
You doing smoking heroin?
I mean, basically, but it's still the natural form of it.
Matter, you're still just smoking heroin.
I realize that, but it's still the natural form.
It tastes like potpourri and it makes you feel good, you know.
I
but
believe.
I'm still smoking heroin.
I believe in nature, Scuba. Nature's better for you than this
It's
chemical
like the
shit.
whole foods of heroin.
Do not disagree with you there, sir. I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this stuff to nobody, but every now and again it's pretty nice. I'm just saying.
He said, well, I'm not going to tell anybody to go do it, but, you know.
No, but I mean, I'm just gonna say if you do, it's a pretty stellar experience.
You know,
But yeah, I wouldn't like if somebody was asking me if they should do that or heroin, I'd tell them to do that. It's definitely less addictive.
It's definitely yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's addictive as fuck, but
but
yeah.
Yeah. You ever watch From Hell? You know, that's what Johnny Depp smoked.
Yeah. I've only tried it a couple of times, but it's really good.
Opium dens out in England, you know.
Yeah.
But that's just the prereq. That's the prereq to become a fucking heroin fiend.
People can have problems with anything though, bro. Like I've drank forever and I don't have a problem with drinking. You know what I mean? Like I've drank off and on for 25 years and I still go like years without drinking sometimes just because I don't want to have a drink. I mean, I don't drink that often either. Like I drink now just when I go to comedy clubs. And it's just to support the bar. I don't like going in and being a freeloader on these places. I like to support the places I go.
Yeah. I mean, I've had bouts with things, but I can drink, and then I can put it down like it's nothing.
Yeah,
it's nothing. Other things can't do it. Stay away from them. That's what it is.
Cigarettes got me the worst.
Well, I mean, that's something I wish I never fucking started.
Cigarettes and steak and potatoes. That's my two main addictions.
Macaroni
shit. To the absolute, dude. I've kicked a fucking ridiculous cocaine habit in the nuts. Luckily for me, pain pills always made me sick, so that was never my bag.
They make me sick too.
But
I don't understand the high from them either. They don't make sense to me.
But dude, I like this shit. Fuck it. I realized one thing about cocaine: nobody's ever got enough.
Yeah, I don't like uppers at all.
And once, I was on that, but like cigarettes, oh Jesus, dude,
They're awful, bro.
I don't even. Mentally, I don't even prepare myself to try to quit.
They got such a grip on me.
Bro, listen, I'm about to be 40 years old, and I've been smoking cigarettes consistently for 27 years.
About the same, bro. About the same.
Not put the motherfuckers down. I can't not do it. I've gotten over some other dumb shit.
Yeah, they're addictive as fuck.
Serious shit. But I cannot put the cigarettes down. I can't do it.
Like I tell every young person I see, don't smoke. Don't fucking ever smoke cigarettes. Like you're stupid as fuck if you smoke cigarettes. Every young person I talk to, I tell them not to.
My daughter tells me all the time. She tells me all the time. She said, "I'm not going to smoke when I get older." I said, "Good. Don't."
Yeah, that's the worst shit ever.
Don't fucking do it. I wish I never fucking touched it.
That's the worst shit ever.
I'd rather catch my daughter with a dab rig and a torch than I would a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm telling you, dude. Like the funny thing is, I honestly don't think that I could do stand-up comedy without cigarettes.
Well, that's why I need to come out here though, because I got that dab rig for you waiting on you. So I need to come out here.
Make that little bubbling noise.
I definitely want to fucking hit that up, dude. That's for sure. Last time I actually had any decent wax, I was with Cutter.
I don't even like dabs that much. They're a different high. They're a different high. I kind of like that pure resin shit though. The 100% shit, this white crystally looking shit. That hits me pretty hard. But like dabs, I don't know for some reason the high. I don't like the high. It's the same with hash oil. I don't like the high of hash oil either. Not really. I don't know. I like flour for some reason, man.
Yeah,
I like my flowers.
I like edibles and shit like that, but like to me, just a
Yeah.
good.
Edibles are a different high to me too. I like them, but it's whatever.
That's my. I can like somebody's got them. I'm like, sure, but I'd much rather have just a good quality flower. That's.
I mean,
that's the way I am.
I don't think there's anything better than the actual flower for sure.
I don't think there is like the high, the whole experience of the high. I think the flower is the best.
You know, but that's one of those things. That's one of those things. It's like what we were just talking about, though.
It's the natural one.
Differently, they react differently. It doesn't matter what it is. Everybody's gonna get hit differently by it.
That is true.
Honestly, I'm looking at my wife, little sister's dinner order. 2 small pizzas and a small cheese stick. I'm like, dude, when I hit this bowl, you motherfuckers better have already eaten because I'm gonna.
There we go.
Small pizzas. I didn't even know they still made them.
Look at this shit. Look. This one.
That's like 4 slices.
Dude, and I'm about to smoke a bowl. I'm telling them, they better get.
I would smash everything on that line in one sitting, everything, and still be hungry.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at. Like, dude, right now, it's probably been an hour since I smoked a bowl. Right now, I could wear that out. When I smoke a bowl when we get off this show, it's fucking on.
I eat 5,000 calories a day. That's like a snack for me right there.
Good thing is this is my sister's house. I know after I clean all these boxes dry, I'm just gonna go through the cupboards. She got some ramen or something. I know it.
It's good. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, find you a pack of ramen, smash it on the floor. Find you a pack of some fired, flaming hot Cheetos, crush it into a powder. You put your ramen in the bag with the Cheetos. You put some hot water in there and you roll it up and you set a book on top of it. And you let that motherfucker set for 10 minutes. And then you unroll that motherfucker and you open that bag. You're going to have some jailhouse fucking fire.
Oh my
I'd rather eat a smoky butthole than that.
That's going to be some bomb-ass food right there. I'm not kidding.
Disgusting.
And you get to do it in the comfort of the safety.
No.
Nobody gonna be fucking with you.
That's nasty.
That's what you do. That's how you cook.
Like, that's how I do ramen now. Like I do the Jack Mac tricks of making it better and phenomenal. But then I use the I'm not in prison tag. So instead of the book and waiting, I just put this shit in the microwave.
It doesn't cook the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same if you cook in the microwave. It's not.
Not the same.
I agree.
You have to cook it with lukewarm water for a certain amount of time. It's not the same. If you put it in the microwave, you boil it, it's not the same.
You know what's funny? My wife looked at me. She's like, "You eat noodles like a prisoner." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You wait on the noodles to swell before you eat them." I was like, "Yeah, so it don't swell in your guts."
Exactly.
And she likes to eat them when they're still like steaming hot and small. I was like, "Fuck no, let this shit soak up that water for a couple of minutes."
That's
Like
why that little rap I just told you about is called a blow up. That's what it's called in Fayette County, at least.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we always just call it Jack Mac because you gotta get so much shit to it to make a meal out of it. Fucking Cheetos and tuna and bullshit.
Hey, it's good with tuna and some mayonnaise in there.
J-Wall likes his noodles like he likes his pussy. Soggy.
Word.
Soggy and cream.
Like a dry noodle or a dry pussy, that's for sure. Yeah, I prefer everything I step into to be soggy.
They still awake over at J-Wall?
Oh yeah, they talk. The funny thing is, they're probably talking cash shit at me. Like I told them, I was like, "Look, we're at 2 hours 34 minutes on this podcast." I was like, 30 minutes, I'll be done. We're gonna go down. I did this shit so long. I seen them order food because they didn't trust me anymore.
They shouldn't have, bro. Speaking of that, I'm gonna bounce, boys.
Jesse's about to message Stacy and say y'all need to come to Lexington like ASAP.
I'm in Lexington, but J-Wall needs to come. You need to come up some.
Oh,
No,
no.
I'm saying, yeah, we're all got to link up for sure.
Come up and do CCI.
Hold on, J-Wall. Jesse got a question for you. She's not
Yeah.
gonna get on the screen, but
No. Is Sarah there?
No, she's still in Florida at the moment.
Have they sold the house yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Is she coming?
Oh yeah, she's coming because she's definitely moving up here. But I think she's still down there. Like I think she's got a little bit of work responsibilities to deal with before she moves.
Okay.
oh,
I
dude
just wasn't
clicked
sure.
out.
But she's on the way. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Big dumb Kristen said, "Fuck us," and left.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he left. Well, listen, I'm about to jump off here too. Shut this shit down. Smoke your bowl. Eat your food. Enjoy yourself. I'm gonna grab a snack myself.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm about to get off here, drink more of my sister's free bourbon, and smoke a bowl, and then I'm gonna ravage everything in this house.
All right, good deal. Tell the ladies we said what's up, and
Love
you guys get up here as soon as you can. All right.
We'll do it. When Jesse, I tell everybody you love them. We love y'all too. And actually, you know what, man? Let's stop behind the scenes. Let's figure out maybe a night we just come and hang out. Maybe me and the wife crash at y'all's pad when you don't got the kid, and we'll just do a live, all of us together.
Let's set something up. I'll throw you a text tomorrow, and we'll try to figure something out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, brother. Love y'all. We'll holler at you.
Love
All right, love y'all too, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, and folks, as you've seen, that's a guy. We
Go,
the fuck out of here.
and we're signing out.
We're signing out. Everybody's drunk, smoking something, trying to eat something. We on the move, baby. But hey, I told y'all we're gonna do it every Friday, and goddamn it, we did it again. So until next time, we out it.